Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Seeing Stars, where we talk about the upcoming stars in different places like New Japan Pro Wrestling, GCW, Stardom. But today is just a G1 thing. We'll talk about everything else next week, what we missed and everything else. But today we have special guests. So I'm gonna introduce our first guest. He has been with the channel since the beginning, and he's also a contributor to True Hill Heat. Nick Jackson. Hey, Nick.
Hello, y'all. Appreciate you having
Down
me.
since day one.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dolores, good to see you. Sammy, good to see you. Happy belated birthday, my brother. And
You
Thank you,
sound a
man.
little far away, sir.
it's always a pleasure.
Okay. ALW, you ready to introduce your boy?
My boy.
Your boy
Ah, we have a
Jamie.
we have a second special guest. You guys know him from True Heel Heat. He's always on there with the New Japan commentary. But the reason that I want to introduce him is because when we had him on for our G1 preview, the man predicted at that time the winner. We even have a clip to show it. Proof, scoreboard. J News said Tetsuya Naito would win the G1 Climax 33, and he did. So congratulations to you, since we won't have J News probably again for more G1, I want to know who you think is going to win the G1 this year.
Oh, I said it last month. I'll say it again. I'm riding this Naito train to Wrestle Kingdom, brother.
Right.
I want him to be able to finish his story and get his Wrestle Kingdom moment. If he doesn't win, I'm not going to riot. But at the end of the day, I think Tetsuya Naito wins the G1, goes to Wrestle Kingdom, faces whoever the champion is at that point in time, and hopefully it's Sonata so they can tell that story.
Yeah.
And then from there he'll have his moment. I think so.
I'm here for that. I'm all here for that. Can you hear now, J News? J News is having a. You all
His
good
computer
there?
won't let him be first.
Oh,
Hold on, let me drop him. Since we waiting on him.
I guess we'll bring him
We'll,
back when he's
yeah.
fixed his computer difficulty.
Nick, since we're live, here we go, Nick. We ask here, what made you a wrestling fan? That's something we like our guests to tell everybody. What made you a wrestling fan?
Oh,
You muted. Hold on. You have to unmute yourself.
My
I hate
bad.
that.
I
I
muted just
know.
okay. Well, so it's hard to say just because I know for a fact I started watching wrestling when I was 8. I think it was just something that I had always heard of via like whether it be kids at school or you just hear references to wrestling in pop culture, TV, movies, and all that stuff. So there was just one night, I saw the commercial for Friday Night SmackDown, 2007, right in the middle of the ruthless aggression era. And one of the first, Undertaker was probably one of the wrestlers that caught my attention first. So just started watching from there and Monday Night Raw. And then just really guys like Shawn Michaels and Jeff Hardy. Those were some guys that really just got me hooked on the product.
All right. See, we try to introduce you to everybody because everybody got a little like niche thing they like. I love New Japan, but I also am a WWE fan and a GCW fan.
Yeah,
Sammy
I
likes Stardom,
for the
but he
longest time,
watches everything.
yeah, because I'm still to this day because I'm always with shout out to my good brothers Ness and Chris G. Doing Blunt Impact with them on occasion. Been a diehard Impact fan since I started watching. I was it sucked because they had so much good wrestling and not everybody knew about it. But me and 20 other people for about 4 years knew that AJ Styles was the best wrestler in the world, but nobody else would have known that, right?
Yes. And Jalen, we were saying that you predicted before the G1 the winner here on Seeing Stars. Oh, wait a
You
minute, you muted. They
I,
see
I'm going
they
to take a quick moment to say that there was a period in time where I almost stopped watching wrestling, and it was AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Impact that kept me going for like another 3 or 4 years when I would have quit.
Yeah, I feel you
yeah.
on that.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
yes. Now
All
we
right.
can.
Good
Now we
enough.
can.
I had to unplug all the peripherals and then nothing was working. So now it's all just laptop audio and shit. So excuse any fallout.
That's right.
But
We were
to,
giving
but
Jay
to,
Nostradamus your props for picking Naito on the preview show here.
oh man, you know what, man? At the end of the day, uh, that's the story. That's the story. The Naito story is the story to be followed. That was the story to be told. Um, and outside of the Naito story, I feel like there should have just been better work done with the younger guys. But as like I always say, there's time for them. There really is time for them. So, I'm not going to push that too hard. Obviously, I'm all about the Sonata agenda. And what happened to Sonata was absolutely a disgrace.
Blasphemous.
It was blasphemous. I just don't understand. I know that the man is injured. He's legitimately injured. He's got a slight bicep tear. He's going to try to work through. At this point, thankfully, he's got some weeks off until the next time he has to wrestle. But yeah, man, I don't have no idea why Eagle wasn't in those playoffs, man. It just turned everything kind of sour for me. But I'm glad that Naito
measurable. My day was ruined.
I'm just glad that Naito got the win of the tournament as a whole. Some standout performances here and there from a couple of different talent, especially Gabriel Kidd. We'll get into that as we talk here. That's another agenda of mine. I'm going to keep pushing to the freaking cows come home.
Agendas, I'm just happy to be on the stream with you, brother, because you and I both share the 100 proof agenda. As far as Connors being the uncrowned leader of the Bullet Club, I will not take away what David Finlay can do in the ring, but I am still unconvinced to this man being a savage when he couldn't even trim the fat off of Bullet Club that is weighing him down. But I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Calm down a bit. Let me calm
Do
down.
you think that Naito is finishing the story? Naito winning the title at Wrestle Kingdom.
It has to be, man. It's got to be. There's just no way around it. We touched upon it earlier for when I was on True Heel Heat earlier today. But I'll touch upon it here as well. The moment I think is what's important, right? Because I think at this point, for Naito during his press conferences, he doesn't necessarily care about the reign. It's more about the moment for him. And the moment's got to come at Wrestle Kingdom. And if it comes at the feet of Sonata, I think the story itself ends well or ends better in that sense. Everybody wants it to come at the feet of Okada, and they've done that before already at this point. So they don't need to do it there. And like I said, I think that my overall moment in my head, what I hypothetically see is that when Naito wins the championship, the roll call goes down, and Sonata and Naito, they fist bump it up LIJ style, and Sonata takes a bow out. Sonata's in the roll call even for that particular night, and Naito has his moment, and then there we go from there. But that's my dream scenario going into Wrestle Kingdom 18. I don't see Naito losing the opportunity, right? It can happen. They're gonna have a match against him and Jeff Cobb somewhere down the road. If they make Evil the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion legitimately before Wrestle Kingdom 18, I will never not watch New Japan because it's my preferred promotion to watch.
Speak it into existence, sir. Speak it into existence.
But at the end of the day, I will boycott the main events. I will not watch any of his segments. I just wouldn't be able to do it.
He's not Tyrus. It's not that bad.
I'll turn the show off.
He made it to the
Is
semifinals,
actually
and
a
I
decent wrestler. He's fun. He's got great go away heat, and his nut shots are amazing. What more could you want?
It's go away heat, man.
I thought we were going to get Evil versus Naito for the finals, and I was here for it.
I was
here for it.
So the question becomes, one last question before we actually crack into what we're going to do here real quick. But is Sonata, what is the percentage, Jane? Is Sonata still the champion at Wrestle Kingdom when it's him?
For me, it's high. I think it's above 85%. I think it's above average. I think it's above 85% that he goes into Wrestle Kingdom 18 as the champion. Reason being, they really need to do something unique and specific with the way that Sonata beats Evil. Their matches have been horrible one-on-one. They haven't done anything for their feud, and it should be a blood feud for all intents and purposes. So, it's like I was mentioning earlier today during True Heel Heat. If there's another level for Sonata to turn up, let's get there, right? Let's get there. Let's accomplish that. Let's set that in stone, and then we'll roll with that Sonata into Wrestle Kingdom 18 against Naito. But like, if they shit the bed with this match again, I don't know, man. I don't know.
They gotta do
Nick, what do you
everything they
think?
can
What's
to
the
keep,
percentage Sonata's champ come Wrestle
I
Kingdom?
mean, I agree with Jay News. It's going to be a very high percentage. But what I was going to touch on, based off what Jay News was just saying, is they need to do everything they can to keep Sonata's momentum up going to Wrestle Kingdom. You know, make sure that he's, you know, presented as a top champion, a defending champion, someone that the fans can get behind, and, you know, someone that can be over with the crowd in this new role that he's in. Because, you know, I'm with Jay News on the fact that, you know, I've wanted the world for Sonata for a long time. You know, I've always seen the potential there. He's always been a star in my eyes. For the longest time, when he was still in LIJ, I was hoping he was going to leave on his own and take on that lone wolf role that Shibata used to hold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I still stand by the fact that what was that 2020 when it was him and Ibushi in the finals?
Yeah.
I still stand by the fact that he should have won the G1 there. Even if it didn't serve the story, it's just like he was always on the mountaintop, and, you know, he always had the story of coming close, especially, you know, against Okada. And it's, you know, great for his story that he was able to actually beat Okada for the belt. But I see the percentage. You know, I definitely don't think that Sonata's gonna lose going into Wrestle Kingdom, especially not to Evil. But as
Loris, what do you think? What is the percentage that Sonata's still the champion?
Percentage, I'm putting it at 99.9.
99.9.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't see him losing the belt. Just like Jay said, Naito losing his title opportunity. But I did have one question for Jay News, just because, I mean, you've been watching New Japan, I mean, longer than I have, but I've been watching long enough to know. I mean, we all know how Gato is, and he likes to take sharp turns here and there. What percentage do you think we have right now of Sonata walking out of Wrestle Kingdom still the champion?
That should,
because he's done it to Naito before.
Yeah.
All signs pointed to him winning. You know, just like the match with Okada a few years ago, and Okada won in his pants.
It's one of those situations where in Japan right now, the fans aren't solidly behind Sonata. The talk there is that the fans don't really believe in Sonata because Sonata hasn't beaten anybody as of yet, right? And on the way to Wrestle Kingdom, he's not going to beat anybody of note, to be quite honest. Because Evil's is not anyone of note. Obviously, he beat Okada for the championship, but he's beat all the young guys, right? And they're up and coming. And beating Evil doesn't do anything for Sonata at the end of the day. Now, obviously, beating Naito does something for Sonata. I mean, beating Naito does something for Sonata. But it's like, it should be Naito's moment. And to take that moment away from Naito doesn't have that many years left, you know, on the body, in the ring, things of that nature. So it's like, I feel like they can put the title back on Sonata later on, and have him then beat the tougher competition, if you want to put it that way, in regards, because, you know, SP3 put it best earlier today. Like, if they would have had Takagi beat Sonata in the G1, that would have been a better story to tell, you know. But it being, and it was like, but it being Evil, it's like, to ALW's point, it's go away heat. He's not. Yes, he's a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, but he's the least liked, the least fan favored IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said,
it's
like, go away heat. It's not genuine heat where you're a character. It's not like, this isn't Jay White we're talking about.
Exactly. Imagine if Jay White was still with the company, right? Imagine if Jay White was still with the company. That would have been somebody good for Sonata to beat. Will Ospreay, but they're not gonna have. Go ahead, Sammy. Sorry.
I was gonna say, speaking of former champions, Will Ospreay is there, and everybody is saying he's the best wrestler in the world today.
Yeah.
Like, if Sonata's gonna beat somebody in New Japan, that's gonna make him look like the top guy.
Yeah. It's got to be
has to be
Osprey.
Osprey.
Yeah,
Right. I agree with you there. It's just where would they fit in an Osprey match between now and Wrestle Kingdom? But the way the shows are set up, that's really it's more the scheduling than anything else.
Is there a Royal Quest on the way to Wrestle Kingdom?
Is there what?
Don't they do a show in the U.S. in like November?
They have one in October, I think, in
Oh,
Vegas.
it's October.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's in.
I think that'd be the place to do it. Vegas, October.
I'm not sure he's promoted for the show, Sammy. That's the only thing. I'm not sure if he's tagged for the show.
Understandable.
So that's one of those things, man. I don't know, man. It's all due to booking. It's all due to scheduling at this point. If they can fit in a match where if Sonata beats Evil, but in a specific kind of way, right? In a specific kind of match, cool. But if he needs to beat someone, to Sammy's point, it's got to be Osprey. He can't beat Okada again.
Yeah.
Right. Or still my favorite IWGP World Heavyweight Champion of all time, Shingo Takagi. If he beats Shingo,
I was gonna say an earlier point.
That wraps the story up.
Beat Shingo.
He's
no slouch.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's up to Gato and the booking and the timeliness of the schedule at this point, but I feel he's got to beat somebody of some stature before they get to Wrestle Kingdom.
That makes sense. So the plan is we've been reviewing G1 as we go along. We do the show each week, but we did take a week off, so we do have some results to catch up on before we actually get into the semifinals and the finals, which we'll obviously touch on. So I don't know, Dolores, if you want to start. I don't remember what day we're actually going back to, but we're literally just going to put up the results. We'll read them off, and then we'll ask you guys what your favorite matches of that night were. And
yeah, and as far as the Vegas show, that is after Royal Quest, and that is a New Japan Strong show. That is in Vegas.
Oh, so yeah,
when is that? Is it November?
October 28th.
Yeah, October.
Is the Vegas show.
Well, we'll get Eddie Kingston.
We're gonna break out, separate.
Oh, and hopefully Julia too.
Okay, it's went on over to this other side. Hold on. Hold on. Nick is a little close.
It's a handicap, Nick.
Yeah, listen. I didn't want Nick to be left out. Okay. Hold on. Let me scoot Nick out a little bit. Give him some room. He needs some room. Give him some room. Okay. There you go. There we go. Cause Nick needs his room. He can't be in the corner. You can't put baby in the corner. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go from day one, okay? Ooh, just do what they want to do. There we go. Here we go. We're gonna drop us. We're gonna leave it up. Then we're gonna come back up ourselves.
Which day is this?
This is the 15th of July. Okay. Yoshihashi.
Why are we going all the way? Wait a sec. Why are we going all the way back to the 15th?
Hey, we are going. Okay. Yoshihashi defeated El Fantasma. We're just running through it. Like Flojo. Yoshihashi beat El Phantasmo. Chase Owens defeated Gabe Kidd. Tongaloa defeated Kenta. Ren Narita and Shota Umino went to a time limit draw. Okada beat Greto Khan. Kiyomiya beat Yoda Tsuji. Taichi beat Will Ospreay. Sonata defeated Hikuleo.
Real quick.
Out to you.
Yeah, real quick. This was the very first night of the G1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a bone to pick. I said on True Hill Heat that Ren Narita, even though he had bad numbers in the G1, had a couple amazing matches. You cannot tell me that him and Shota wasn't the match of the night after night one or on night one. That was the match of the night. If you get match of the night for any night at G1, it's an amazing fucking match. Sorry, fuck off. That's just the way I feel.
I mean, great match, but it's not my match.
I don't disagree with you. If you can, Dolores, put the list back up on the screen real quick.
It was a great match, but it's not my match of the night.
I can't believe Taichi beat Ospreay.
What do you mean, dude?
Right.
The Holy Emperor.
Right, Sam. Right. I couldn't believe Taichi beat Ospreay that night.
That's my match of the night.
Wait, that was your match of the night?
Yes.
Nick? Taichi versus Ospreay? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that just because it was a really, really good match. But the time limit draw, You couldn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either.
I just did not see
for the
that
first night
coming.
of the tournament.
And it surprised me, and they went at it. It was good. What was I gonna say? Freaking shout out to Gabe Kidd and Chase Owens for that for their
I was
match.
gonna say Gabe Kidd, generational talent.
Yeah.
He did a perk angle dive and everything, man. Popped me so much. He's a legit shit talker. I love Gabe Kidd.
Their match.
He's a far cry from the chubby little dork that I first saw in 2017 in What Culture Pro Wrestling when he was a member of Bullet Club for one night.
Yes.
And now he's now he's war ready Gabe Kidd. And I love
That's right, man. He's war ready.
What an evolution.
He doesn't walk around with Prince Nameen anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Prince Nameen? Oh, no.
So, you know, that's I think that once the bell rung, him and Chase Owens really worked well together. So that was cool to see. But I'm with ALW. Match of the night for me was Narita versus Shota Umino. Taichi and Ospreay was dope. Don't get me wrong, Nick. Don't get me wrong. But it was one of those things that I was like, why is Taichi winning here? Why here? It's like, so
you can get a big win at the start of the tournament when it doesn't necessarily matter.
Sure, I get it.
There's that. All right.
I did enjoy Kiyomiya and Tsuji though, also.
Yeah, Kiyomiya had a really good tournament. I thought he showed out for
He
sure.
made a big fan out of me, man.
I agree.
On the next night,
I was a fan of him after he kicked Okada in the face.
I mean,
on the next night,
I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
on the next night, Finley beat Ishii. Hiroki Goto defeated Yano. Mikey Nichols defeated Hanare. Shane Hayes defeated Alex Coughlin. Eddie Kingston defeated Shingo Takagi. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. Evil defeated Tamatonga. And Jeff Cobb defeated Tetsu Naito. Any one of these were your favorites?
Was this Naito's only loss to the G1?
Say again?
Was this Naito's only loss to the G1?
No, he also lost to Shane Hayes.
Yeah, he lost to Shane Hayes. Yeah,
that was a great upset.
Yeah, that was a really good upset. Out of all these matches, it was Eddie and Shingo for me.
I agree.
Just because the kid in me who relates to Eddie Kingston, the fun he had throughout this entire tournament, it was just great to see.
100%.
Because a lot of the time, as wrestling fans, we see these guys as characters, we see these guys as on-screen personalities, but the dude was literally living out his dream, working the G1, and it was just great to see, and people embracing him in Japan was super cool. Because for a guy who's been in the business for damn near for almost 20 years at this point, he barely got embraced here in the US, and he got embraced in Japan right away. So I think it was a good moment for him to have his first win, especially against Shingo, which shows how giving Shingo is. And you know, he rocked the rest of the tournament from there. Secondarily, Jeff Cobb versus Naito on this night was good as well. It was solid. And I think this was Tanahashi's best match against Sabre Jr. Everything else was there.
This was an introduction to the new Aaron Hanare, or Hanare, just Hanare, right?
Yeah,
so he came out looking amazing, and I thought that the rebrand looked really cool, the new tattoo, all that stuff. But overall, and I'll mention it again a couple times, but I thought he was a little underwhelming for the whole G1. The way that he came out rebranded, and it was supposed to be like, I thought they were hyping him up to have a really good G1, and he had some really good spots and some strong matches. But overall, I thought it was a little underwhelming.
It would have helped a bit if he would have won this first match here.
Huh?
It would have helped a bit if he would have won this first match here.
He should have beat. Yeah, he should have beat Mikey Nichols here for.
Also, he fucking split Mikey Nichols' head.
Yeah. It was a sloppy match. It wasn't something to write home about necessarily. He did have, obviously, his match versus freaking Ishii was, man, listen.
It was.
You know, and they like,
I guess
it should have been better for
expecting
him.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look back at the Americans who have gone to wrestle over in Japan, like Vader and Bruiser Brody, like I feel that Eddie Kingston's in good company with that
Yeah,
sort of style.
Oh yeah.
Bigger guy, heavy hitting,
Yep.
throwing out some sluggers. Like it's
Yeah, I
right
think
up
for his
that
first
style
G1,
that the Japanese fans like from Americans.
yeah.
for his first G1, he had a very good showing. I thought Eddie
Yeah,
Kingston had a very
definitely.
good showing.
That's probably my second match of the night for that one. But
Yep.
my one match of the night for that was definitely Zach versus Tanahashi. I definitely think besides the Naito match, this was Tanahashi's best match of the entire tournament. It was very interesting to see him match Zach a bit when it came to wrestling a more technical style. So it was nice seeing that. It was nice seeing that from Tana because you don't see it very often.
Yep.
So my favorite match from night two,
Yeah.
honestly, now that I think about it, might have been Evil and Tama.
I mean, I like I like Evil. I know everyone hates him. I like Evil, so I don't have a problem with that.
I mean,
But night three, we had Kiyomiya defeated Chase Owens. Kenta defeated Great O'Khan. Gabo Kid,
Gay
Gabe Kid defeated Hikuleo. Tai Chi defeated Tonga Loa. Easy for me to say. Ren Narita beat Yosuji. Well, I guess they had a draw. Sorry,
Yeah,
they
that
had a
draw.
draw.
I'm gonna
Osprey defeated Yoshihashi. Sonata defeated Shota Umino. And Okada defeated El Phantasmo. So for a third night, I thought it was a strong night. I mean, Kiyomiya had a really good tournament. I thought that I'm not a big Chase Owens fan, but Chase can wrestle. It's a decent
yeah.
match. Kenta looked okay. Gabe Kidd continued his, onslaught of, heavy violence. That was a good match. I like those two. Narita and Suji, again, another draw. I thought they killed it. Another amazing Ren Narita match. I think maybe one of the match, maybe the match of the night for me on this night.
Yeah.
So, what y'all think? J News?
Yeah,
I was a big fan of the draws throughout the tournament. Obviously, with the young guys, I thought they were all banger matches. None of them really failed me to them having any draws. On this night specifically, Will Ospreay versus Yoshihashi to me stood out.
yeah.
Just because Yoshihashi can bring it when he wants to, and this was one of those matches where he really, really brought it. I thought that Sonata and Shota had a solid match, even though I thought it went too long. And Phantasmo and Okada, man, big ups to El Phantasmo
Yes.
for doing what he did throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
Because he showed out, man. Like I said, there was a couple of guys who really showed out during the tournament. El Phantasmo was one of them. I'll be happy to see him back in the G1 next year. So that to me was the points there for night three.
Nick?
Definitely, yeah, I gotta mention that. I loved El Phantasmo throughout the whole tournament. Love the whole story of him being on his apology tour. So I mean, that was a really good match. But can you go back to them for a second?
Oh, yeah, Dolores, go back one slide.
Yeah, but yeah, I did enjoy the draw between Suji and Narita. I love the whole story going throughout of the Reiwa Three Musketeers and just the three of those guys wanting absolutely nothing to do with each other. I love that little thread. Yeah. But yeah, I think my match of the night had to be Ospreay versus Yoshihashi because as Jay News said, whenever the time is right, Yoshihashi can bring it. For the longest time, I wasn't. He was neither. He was just there for me. I didn't really care much for him, but he's made a believer out of me just because he can turn it on whenever he wants to. I've definitely enjoyed his run with Goto in Bishamon. I've been a big fan. Goto's another guy that in any type of spot he can hang with the best of them. So yeah, Ospreay and Yoshihashi would have been my match of the night for this one.
Sammy, what about you?
Any of the last four matches, honestly.
Yeah.
Dolores, anything stand out for you from night three?
Narita and Suji. I loved it. Everything else was like okay for me. And it's like that I didn't expect, and that's what I liked about it. Everything else I kind of felt out. I mean, gay kid jumping people from the start. He just wouldn't even let you get there. He was like, I got you. But we'll talk about later on when he tried to jump somebody and jumped the wrong person.
I'm waiting
So
for that.
the next night we had Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Yano, David Finley defeat Mikey Nichols, Jeff Cobb defeat Alex Coughlin. Evil defeat Eddie Kingston.
Uh,
Boo.
Ooh.
Hiroshi Tanahashi defeat Shane Hayes. Hanare defeat Shingo Takagi. Tetsuya Naito defeat Hiroki Goto. Tamatonga Tamatonga defeated Ishii, which was everybody's favorite match.
Was At this point, was there anybody that thought Shingo would be 0-2? I mean, to be fair, it was Eddie Kingston,
No,
so I was happy
no,
about that. But then he lost to Inare here, which,
definitely.
again, I know they were trying to rebrand him and bring him back, as kind of this big, extra tough guy with this aggressive. And so I get that. But, like, this is Shingo Takagi. Like, yeah, I was a little disappointed. I mean, don't get me wrong, he looked really good. Even that's the thing I love about New Japan, right? Even when people lose, even when it's a showcase match for somebody else, they're always decent matches. Nobody ever looks terrible. It's
I
never
just feel
just
like
a
Shingo
squash.
doesn't get enough love.
Well, there is
Yeah.
that too, But yeah, I was disappointed to see Shingo lose here. Um, I don't know, David Finley. I thought David Finley versus Mikey Nichols. We haven't talked at all about David Finley, mostly just because we're, into the first couple nights. But I thought he had a really strong tournament. I think he's growing into that role. I know a lot of people don't like him. I think he's doing it well. I think he's growing into that Bullet Club role, and I like his four little, tag-alongs that he has with them. I like the War Dogs. So I'm here for that. I like that. Toro Yano, I always like Yano. So those matches are always fun. Ishii and Tamatonga, that was hard hitting and fun. And I'm always here for Goto. So Naito and Goto, even though Goto took the loss, Naito obviously won, so he had to start winning at some point. So this was it. But yeah, J
Okay.
News.
match of the night for me was Hanare versus Shingo, just because those two know how to tear it up when they're in the ring with one another. Um, I expected more out of Jeff Cobb and Alex Coughlin. I expected more out of that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't deliver the way I felt it could have. They got some spots in, but I guess it was more of a time thing. But it just didn't. More could have been done. That's all I got to say about that. And then Tamatanga and Tomohiro Ishii, but they've been going at it for years, man. So they delivered a good solid match in this particular night. On this particular night, everything really fell by the wayside for me because I just get tired of Toriano matches at times. Some of them I do laugh at. Other ones other ones are like, all right, can we get this over with right now? It's just like
It's such a crapshoot because it's like you can literally beat anybody. And
yeah.
if he's going against a guy that I really like he was going against Zach, so I just skipped to the end of this match because I'm like, I don't want to see Zach lose in some bullshit way. Thankfully he got the win. But
right.
it's Yano matches and evil matches. It's just
So what was your match of this night then, Nick?
my match of the night personally was Tama and Ishii.
Yeah.
Just two guys that I really enjoy. Hard hitting style. They've been doing it, for a minute. Naito and Goto was also pretty good, and I mean, the less said about Evil beating Eddie Kingston, the better.
All right.
The next, well, not the next night. They gave me a break. Then when I came back on the 21st, Yoshihashi defeated Tongaloa. Gabe Kidd defeated Ren Narita. Gretel Khan defeated ELP. And Chase Owens defeated Hikaleo. Will Ospreay defeated Kenta. Kaito Kayamiya versus Shota Umino was a time limit draw. And Okada beat Tai Chi, and Sonata beat Yoda Tsuji. Listen, I absolutely love the Tokaya Mia and Shota Umino match because I really want Tokaya Mia in New Japan. Like, I see the potential of him doing great there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, I was disappointed that Ren took the loss here, to Gabe Kidd, but Gabe Kidd, needed to win. He'd been aggressive, and he continued that aggressive streak here. So I thought it was a decent match. Ren Narita really I mean, in my opinion, he had really good matches. He had a tough tournament overall score-wise. He didn't come out
Yeah.
looking very good by the end of the tournament score-wise. Ospreay, this was Kenta's best match. I thought Ospreay always pulls a good match out of
100%.
people.
Brought the old Kenta out.
Yeah, and Kiyomiya versus Shota. I mean, what else can you say, right? Time limit draw. It was amazing. Lots of great close 2 counts. Lots of great high speed action. I thought the Three Musketeers killed it. All of them. Umino, Ren Narita, and Suji all had. Even though Ren's points were terrible, I think he had his moments. The other two really stood out more point wise because they did better. They had more wins and stuff. But I thought all three looked really good, and the future is bright for New Japan, especially if they can get Kaito Kiyomiya over there. Because
They're
yes,
100% in real good hands as far as the Musketeers. And like you said, if they
Yeah.
can manage to score Kiyomiya, then the sky's the limit. But the
Yeah.
Three Musketeers all shined very well in this.
Yeah, I thought Sonata versus Suji was great. I really enjoyed that.
Definitely.
So,
I
J
enjoyed
News, what'd you think?
Tai Chi as well.
What did I think? It was said before, this was Kenta's best match in the entire tournament.
Mhm.
He, like, I've been saying this for the longest period of time. Obviously, everyone knows this, but he's just really playing into the gimmick, the lazy wrestler, and he brought Kenta to Will Ospreay.
Yes.
And I said to myself, well, it's still there.
Kenta
Obviously, it's still there.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't we get this more often? But we don't get it more often. I think Sonata and Suji have really, really good chemistry. So if we see a rubber match between those two guys, even though I know Suji's lost twice at this point, but if we see a rubber match at this point, I think it'll go off even better. Kiyomiya and Shota Umino was my match of the night, man. I mean, these two dudes for guys who grew up in different systems, basically, to have the kind of match that they did,
Great chemistry.
it just shows to how good they are at with their skill level and at their ages. It's incredible to see. Yeah, I'll keep going.
Nick, what about you?
Yeah, like Janie said, I mean, Kiyomiya and Shota, one of my favorite matches of the tournament. Personally, it would be my second choice for match of the night for this one. My first choice would go to Ospreay versus Kenta, just because, like Janie said, that old Kenta's still there. You don't see it a lot, but it's still there. And Ospreay dragged that shit out of Kenta. They were hard hitting. That's the stuff that I'm a sucker for. If they're just gonna stand and just trade shots and just come on, let's just do this. I'm a big fan of that. Being a bit nitpicky here, if I could change one thing for this night, I wouldn't have had ELP take a loss to Great O'Khan, but that's just me.
Yeah. Sammy, what about you?
I don't consider Suji as one of the Three Musketeers.
Huh.
So-
New Japan does so.
Well, I think it's Yuya.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm not going to disagree with you per se. They were all young lions at the same time.
Yeah.
At this point, so they should all be together. Once I don't know if New Japan plans on bringing Yuya Uemura back. If I'm
He's been in Impact for a minute.
I mean, he's doing GCW. He's doing Impact. Like, he's busy in America. Like,
yeah, he's
getting work.
really taken the excursion to another level in America, because he works different brands and he's training with different people.
He is.
It's not just the dojo stuff. Like, he's training with Natty and TJ Wilson. I know he's taking time to train with some of the guys that are on Strong, guys like Alex Zane and Blake Christian and guys like that. The blood sports stuff that he's done has been great and whatnot. So it's when he comes back, what is he going to come back as?
Yeah.
And does he get added on to the pile of the young guys?
Also, he's had quite a few matches with AEW. In 2022, he had some, but in 2023, he's had quite a few as well. He was even on the Jericho Cruise.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's everywhere in America. Like, it's really crazy. Like, if you look up his cage match stuff, like, he's basically wrestling for everybody but New Japan, and New Japan's the place he's signed to.
That's crazy.
Yes, on the 23rd, we had Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Alex Coughlin. Tamatonga defeated Mikey Nichols. Hiroki Goto defeated Shane Hayes. Eddie Kingston defeated Hanare. Tetsuya Naito defeated Yano. Shingo Takagi defeated Ishii. Jeff Cobb defeated Tanahashi. David Finley defeated Evil. Good job. Um,
That's
ladies and gentlemen, I would say for the first time in my life, I rooted for David Finley because I hate evil. By this time, I don't see him. No offense, we everywhere. YouTube has been past 2 minutes. He was dick punching everybody left and right, and I was like, I'm sick of this. I am sick of this. I am sick of this.
man. Evil
And it
matches are
only
just
kept getting
like
worse.
Roman Reigns matches these days, where you just gotta wait for the ref bump.
Oh, here you go. How are you gonna do
Listen,
that? That's so
listen.
blasphemous to evil.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Yeah, you're telling lies. He
I'm
has so
not.
many more moves in his arsenal. He's such a better
Oh, you
wrestler than
mean like?
Roman
Oh, you
Reigns.
also mean his
I,
LeBron James flop on the referees? Come
You're
on,
right.
man.
They
Listen.
all have an obligatory ref bump, but
I
Before
wish
the
that
so do a lot
Naito
of people's
Yano went
matches.
longer.
Ref bump, dick punch, rinse, repeat. Every
yes, before the G1, Sammy and ALW had a conversation on the street where they said they'd rather be punched in the face, especially a Sammy, by Mike Tyson than punched in the dick. And I see why
I'd
now.
rather Mike Tyson punch me in the face than a kid punch me in the balls.
yeah, I'll
And
take
I
that.
see why now because Evil
That,
is winning everything by punching people in the crotch. I
that's right.
didn't know. I was like, you know what? I might have to start it in the arsenal in the back. Just,
It's-
wow, just hit
I
you
don't
in
even
the
want to
crotch.
get on Mike
It's
Tyson,
a
man.
devastating
What an
finisher.
idiot. I'll
Now,
take a chop. I'll take
not
a
Mike
chop.
Tyson in his prime. Mike
I'll
Tyson
do
now.
either of those.
Nah, I'm not. I'm
If it's
not.
Mike
I'm
Tyson
not.
in his prime, then it's a toss up for me.
I'm not. I'm not taking. Look, at the end of the day, you guys are absolutely right. I'd rather take a shot in the face than take a shot in the balls. But at no time in Mike Tyson's life am I taking a shot from Mike Tyson. Shit.
So,
Yeah.
which was your favorite match of the night?
Shingo and Ishii,
Yeah.
I thought was the match
That's a
of the
no
night for
brainer.
me.
That's the right answer.
Uh, and Kingston and Hanare. I mean, I like this match, even though I thought Hanare overall was a little disappointing. I thought Kingston really shined, and this was a hard hitting match. So I enjoyed this one a lot.
I gave praise to Zack Sabre Jr. and Alex Coughlin in this match.
Mhm.
I thought the match worked well. To be honest, I know other people didn't feel that way, but like I thought that was Alex Coughlin's best in ring match because I had no idea he could keep up with the Techers. It's one thing to be in there with Zack Sabre Jr. It's another thing to keep up with the Techers.
Yes.
He kept up. He kept up. So I got to give him props for that one.
Okay, everybody win. Everybody once, twice, 3 times. We're moving up. On the 12th, not on the 12th, on the 25th, we had Will Ospreay defeat Great Khan, Shota Umino, and as I always say, I have to shout out J News. The top shot defeated.
Buddha.
He defeated Gay Kid. Kenta defeated Taichi. Suji beat Chase Owens. ELP defeated Tongaloa. Hikuleu defeated Ren Narita. Okada defeated Yoshihashi. And Sanada defeated Kaito Kiyomiya. Which match did you all like? I think I like 2 or 3 of them
Anime.
on this night.
I thought the 25th was the best match, the best night of the tournament. If I'm being completely honest,
They did a
Wow.
because most of this outside of even the Kenta versus Tai Chi match was good. When
spot where wait,
what happened?
was that Ken? Was Kenta the one who ripped Tai Chi's pants off?
Yeah.
Instead of him, yeah, that popped.
Yep.
That was the one.
I thought the majority of this went well. The Hikuleo matches don't necessarily do much for me, but I think him and Ren worked well together. And I thought everybody killed it on this night. I really did. Like the exhibition match we got from Ospreay and Great Khan was good. This was one of the matches of Gabe Kidd's tournament versus Shota Umino. Like anytime Gabe Kidd got in there with one of the young lions from his class, they killed it. Like him and Yota Tsuji together, I want that. They can go at it forever. For me, Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji can freaking wrestle forever if it was up to me. At the end of the day, this was Chase Owens' best match of the tournament by far. This match versus Yota Tsuji. So when they let Chase Owens wrestle, he can really turn it on. But yeah, man, Sonata versus Kaito Kiyomiya,
Oh
man,
man.
they killed it.
Down to the
I
wire. 2 seconds left.
two
Yeah.
seconds
2
left.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a match of the
those
night for me for
20-minute
sure.
time limits, man, have definitely had my heart racing more than a couple of times during this tournament.
Didn't I hear today, and it might have been on True Hell Heat, that somebody said that when you go back, it was technically like a second over.
Yeah. They
It was,
Dave Meltzer said that it went over a second technically, so it was really 20 minutes and 1 second.
Oh
But it's
wow.
like, all right, we're
My
nitpicking
God.
here, folks. Let's be real. It's like, let's
Jesus
can we just
Christ. Come the
fold
fuck
into the
out. Can we
drama
just
here?
enjoy something?
What's done is done.
listen,
Jesus
What's
if
done
I
is
was
fucking
Conte called me,
Christ.
that would
You
be my
gotta be
reason
kidding
to
me.
try to get in and fit in. I would be like, you really didn't beat me, though. You really
The
didn't.
person that sat there and timed that and determined it was more than is just an asshole. I'm sorry. If it's Dave, he's an asshole. If it's someone he paid on his team, they're an asshole. That's just come on, just enjoy the fucking thing. Really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
unreal.
It
That's
was it
unreal.
was it was it was one of those matches where I said to myself, "Ooh, wait a minute! So Sonata can do something and make people feel under duress and high
Yeah.
stress. He
yes.
can do this. Like
Yeah.
this isn't foreign to him,
He
So it's like for yeah,
he's laid back and chill. He likes
yeah.
that. If you follow Sonata on Instagram,
Oh
the
man,
man is just swimming in the river, having a good time, like he's partying and having. Listen, Hiromu this week was hilarious. The fact that during the tournament he actually went to like this museum and fought this dinosaur made me
yes, I
laugh
saw that.
on the inside. I
Yeah,
couldn't help
Sonata
it.
might not be
I'm
an
like, this is
Lij.
what you choose to do in your free time. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
Yeah,
Sonata
it.
might not be an Lij no more, but he's still got those tranquilo vibes.
Yes.
I thought Sonata had a really good G1, and I thought this was his best match of the G1.
yeah,
Yeah, this
by
Yeah.
was my
far.
favorite Sonata match of the G1 for sure. I also did enjoy, for what it was worth, I enjoyed ELP versus Tonga Loa just
Yeah.
because I was there for the story and everything. Continuing the apology tour, and it was just a step closer. And I think was that you and SP3J News that mentioned that brought up the idea of putting ELP with God.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes to me it makes the most sense
Yeah,
to partition the God as a group
that's what
altogether.
I think too. They can just be
Yeah,
their own thing. I don't think they need to be tied to Hontai. They can just
Yeah.
God can be their own
And
entity.
no offense to
Just like
either of them
just like
as singles
TMDK
wrestlers,
became.
but I think they're more exciting and they're better as a tag team.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're more
That's what it
unique.
takes.
I think they stand out more as a tag team than they
Yeah.
do as singles wrestlers. I think they get lost a little bit as singles wrestlers.
I think Tama has what it takes to be, a singles guy. He's shined in those big spots before, but I mean, I still do love him and Loa as a tag team. They're
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
best tag teams to ever do it in New Japan.
I
Yeah.
think it's just crazy how much like New Japan's putting Kaito Kiyomiya over because like Sonata is their world champion,
Mhm.
Yep.
and here's a guy from another company, a young guy at that, and
Well,
Sonata's been
that's
built as this, young lion slayer.
Mhm.
that's the sales pitch, right? Come over here and we'll put you at the top of the pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, then,
Oh,
oh, you can go ahead.
no, I was
Thought I
just
was
saying.
here, girl. I was like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
I was just saying what AEW is saying about working on the sales pitch. They're like, see, all this can be yours. These top
Yeah.
spots. You
Yeah.
almost went the distance with the world champion because we
Absolutely.
know you're special.
Yeah, for sure.
And Noah, I mean, who knows how Noah's been treating you? Just maybe test the waters a little bit.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Can't blame him either. The guy's a
Yeah.
great talent.
On the 26th, the next day, I drugged myself out of the bed to wake up to Evil defeating Hanare. Boom. Alex Coughlin beat Hiroki Goto. Shingo Takagi defeated Mikey Nichols. Hiroshi Tanahashi beat Yano. If that didn't happen, I don't know what was going to happen. Ishii defeated Eddie Kingston. Shane Haste defeated Tetsuya Naito. Tamatonga defeated David Finley. And Jeff Cobb defeated Zack Sabre Jr. Which match did you all like?
Ishii and Kingston stand out, At
Those
this
last
point,
four
when
matches
Shane
for me
Haste
were all
won,
great.
Yes.
when Shane
Mhm.
Haste won, I was I was now that Naito's won. Looking back, I was thinking, wow, Naito's not having a very good tournament so far. But in hindsight, but at this point, I was like, wow, Shane Haste beat him, and he
Yeah.
lost already once before, and so yeah, I thought this was Yano's best match with Tanahashi. They have great chemistry. They're fun to watch, even though it's Yano. And Jeff Cobb and Zack Sabre Jr. have really good chemistry. I thought that was a good match too. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, is
So
this a thing that they're gonna? I've just noticing with Sonata winning and now with Naito winning, it seems like you in the beginning have hope for them, and then it seems like they don't have hope, and you kind of just going along throughout the tournament, and next thing you know, they're winning.
That happens a
Because
lot.
now
It,
I'm getting from looking like a
uh,
homeless man to a GQ model. And I was like, when did this happen? What are you doing? That shocked me. And now you can see Naito win. And first of all, when we get to the end, every picture this man took looked like he was angry at life. And I was like, okay. I think somebody mentioned on the True Hill Heat chat last night when we were doing, well, like early in the morning when we were doing the live watch along that some of the winners have retired after they've won at the age of 41, and that he just turned 41. And I
Yeah.
was like,
I did hear that before I went to work.
and I
I
was
don't think
like,
he's going anywhere.
I hope not. But the way he looked, it let me feel like he's just like, I'm tired of this. I am tired of this. And I was like, I feel you. So, what was your favorite match, J News?
For this night, it was definitely Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston. They bring out the best in each other. Eddie Kingston loves Tomohiro Ishii.
Yep.
That man is a spirit animal.
His
At
new
the end
best
of the
friend.
day, it's always unique to see somebody hug Tomohiro Ishii and get
Yeah.
Eddie
Right?
Best
Kingston.
thing ever.
For Eddie Kingston to do that like 2 or 3 times throughout the freaking tournament was cool. After the tag matches started happening, Jeff Cobb and Zack Sabre Jr. can't have a bad match. They just can't.
They can't.
That just goes to prove the excellence in their skill set. Tamatanga and David Finley, man, for all the crap I give Finley, um, those two guys have tremendous chemistry with one another, and I'll give them that. The surprise of the night was Shane Hayes beating Naito. That was that to me just threw everything off for me. And everything else was just more or less just there. but, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to give an honorable mention because Jose Fugito was working his butt off, going up and down and back and forth, night
Dude,
after
on
night.
Speedway, putting in work the whole tournament because sometimes TMDK had matches back to back. As
Yeah,
soon as
they
he
did.
went
Yeah,
back to the curtain, he's right back out. But yeah,
and
nah, for
listen,
this,
when it comes to a match we're going to talk about eventually, he was like, I ain't getting in the middle of this. Y'all just got to figure this out yourself. And I appreciate it. He's like,
mhm,
I'm not disloyal to anybody. I'm just going to stay right here in the
I
middle.
am
I was like,
neutral. I am Switzerland.
yeah.
I
Nick, was there
love
any matches on this night you want to talk about?
Yeah, like I was saying, these last four matches were all really good for me. Like we were saying, upset of the whole tournament, if you ask me. Shane Haste
Yeah.
scoring a big win against Tetsuya Naito. I was here for it because it's still early in the tournament, and Gato loves having some of these favorites eat these unexpected losses, sometimes back to back, and then rise like the Phoenix. And I just love TMDK, so I was here for the upset. Finley and Tama, as much as I give Finley shit, this was a really good match because I do think they have great chemistry. I loved that Tama got the win and, Finley getting his heat back afterwards, nailing it with the shillelagh, good heel stuff. But yeah, main event match for me was definitely was my match of the night. Cobb and Zach literally can't have a bad match with each other. Could have gone either way. Big win for Cobb here tonight, or for this particular night. Two main events. He had big wins against, Zack Sabre Jr. Big one against Naito. Good showing for Cobb.
Yeah, he had a strong G1. Sammy, Dolores, either of you got?
Um,
I will say that this was probably my favorite David Finley match of the entire tournament.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that.
I absolutely love the Ishii Kingston match.
Yeah.
And I kind of love Yano now a little bit more Because it's like when we get to later on matches, it's like he was struggling. He was like, I got to do something. I got to do something. And the
No,
more he tried, and the
he
worse
did
it got,
something.
the more I laughed at it. First of all, you had Tanahashi, which I must admit, I have complained. I need him to stay out the top rope, okay? I need him A to get a bigger little jacket because he struggles every time to take that one off. And B, I need him to stay off the top rope, okay? And you put him and Yano together, that was just comedy gold. So I really appreciate it. But on to the next night. On the 27th, we had Shota Umino defeating Chase Owens. Tai Chi defeated Yoshihashi. Gabe Kidd defeated Kaito Kiyomiya. Well, actually, it was a double count out. Listen, they fought all in the crowd and they weren't coming back. That seemed like that was perfect. And they tried to kill each other. We had Tongaloa defeat Great Okan. Hikaleu defeated Yoda Suji. ELP defeated Kenta. Finally. Sonata defeated Ren Narita. Will Osprey, he defeated Okada. Okay? I would say personally, my favorite matches are the Will Osprey Okada match. And I secretly love the Kid Kiyomiya match because it's like, it's almost like they forgot, even though we know better, they forgot that they were wrestling. And they're like, we just gonna have to take it outside and we just gonna have to keep it fighting. And that's what I enjoyed because it was the first time we saw somebody, even though Bullet Club had been jumping people, but somebody was like, I'm not gonna take your crap, not today.
Yeah, I thought Osprey and Okada had a 5-star match in under 20 minutes. I thought it was amazing. Definitely the match of the night for this night for sure. But sleeper match, not sleeper match. I thought my second favorite match was Gabe Kidd and Kaito Kiyomiya. I want to see these two go at it again. I thought it was
Yes.
very fun. It might have been the funnest match of the G1 for me just because it wasn't what I expected. And I thought that Gabe Kidd really ignited something in Kaito that I didn't expect to see. So I enjoyed that. Um, but yeah, I mean Osprey versus Okada. What else can you say? There was other stuff that night, but
Um,
but that kind of overshadowed everything. I thought.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
gonna talk about the Phantasmo Kenta match?
I was
No,
going to eventually.
the 19 seconds of it that went
Yes,
down.
but I was laughing so hard because obviously, I just Kenta is talented, but he's goddamn lazy,
Yeah.
and I can't with it. I love ELP too, so I was preying on Kenta's downfall, especially because he jumped my boy. He was beating the crap out of him. I'm like, get him in the ring, ELP. You're gonna get this. 19 seconds. I was laughing all the way to the bank. It was beautiful to see.
I just can't. It doesn't sit well with me that Kenta's a comedy act now. It just doesn't sit well with
It is
me.
what it is. He's content with it. I stopped caring.
No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it saves him, right? Body wise and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he doesn't have to work as hard and all that. All those years in Noah doing the kind of matches that he did, obviously they took their toll. So I like I said, it is what it is. Like you said, I respect it. But just him as a comedy act, it's like, what are we watching right now? It's like, what is this? Yeah, Will Ospreay versus Kazuchika Okada was tremendous. For all of Ren Narita's matches during the tournament, and it's hard for me to say that Sonata has bad matches. It wasn't a bad match, but this was not Ren Narita's best night.
No.
It was not Ren Narita's best night, and I thought that they gave him too much time, and it should have been shorter. That being said, yet again, I am driving this home. The Gabe Kidd thing that I got, man, this whole entire this kid's great. He's fantastic. He's a generational talent. We need to back him. This match versus Kaito Kiyomiya. For me, I thought, okay, this should be an easy win for Kiyomiya. He was gonna outthink Gabe Kidd, and they would have done. But the double count out and them just beating the crap out of each other, they took a book out of the Okada Kiyomiya thing.
Yes.
And they roasted each other. I was like, oh, this is this. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this at all. So that was pretty cool. And another solid match from Chase Owens to start the freaking night against Shota Umino.
Yeah.
like I said, he can wrestle when he wants to. So that's
Yeah, Gabe and Kiyomiya would have been my match of the night had it not been for Ospreay and Okada. Yeah, just love Gabe Kidd, and again, like I was already coming around to Kiyomiya because of these performances he had. This made me a fan of him because he was like, I'm not having any of your shit, and it was a side of Kiyomiya that we've only seen been brought out of him by like Okada. You finally see him squabbling with this one guy, and they're literally just slap boxing in the middle of the ring. And when Kiyomiya, spit on Gabe, that's what threw it through the roof for me. And the double count out, it's like we're not even mad at it, and they're still going. Bells ringing, still beating
yeah,
each other's
still
ass.
beating each other up. Yeah, man.
You love to see it.
Sammy Dolores, either you got something that stands out?
Main
I
event, easy.
mine was the Kiyomiya and Okada match because I like that. On the 30th, we had David Finlay defeated Hanare. Toriano defeated Jeff Cobb. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I did say those words. Toriano defeated Jeff Cobb. Okay. Eddie Kingston defeated Mikey Nichols. Tetsuya Naito defeated Alex Coughlin. Evil defeated Ishii.
Jesus wept.
Boo. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Shane Hayes. Shingo Takagi and Tama Tonga went to a time limit draw. Okay. And Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Hiroki Goto, which is everyone's favorite match from this night.
Time
For
limit
me, it
draw.
was Yeah, for me it was Shingo and Tama.
Shingo and
I,
Tama
it was,
was mine.
it's the way they did this. Like, I know that G1 doesn't do a lot of time limit draws, and I like the fact that they put it up to 20 minutes for these first, few rounds. I thought it made it more exciting, and I thought that this was a draw in a whole nother way than they had done the other ones. This is
Right.
hard hitting. These are two different guys. This is a whole different style of wrestling, and yet they still pulled out this draw in a way that was very believable. And yeah, I thought it was great. I thought Shingo versus Tama was the match of the night that night for sure. Um, Naito versus Coughlin, I thought was good. I don't think Naito lost another match after he lost to Shane Hayes. I could be wrong, but I think that was the last
No,
match
no, he
he
didn't.
lost. Huh?
He didn't. He didn't lose another match after Shane.
Yeah. So, and Mikey Nichols, even though he's kind of one of these guys that you look at and you're like, yeah, he's not winning. He doesn't have bad matches, and I thought him and Eddie had a really good match.
Yeah,
Quietly they had a really
I
good match
enjoyed it.
that night. So.
All for the TMDK stuff, and I definitely enjoyed the TMDK derby between Zach and Shane Hayes. Kosei
Yeah.
Fujita stuck in the middle,
Yeah.
watching his parents
He
fight.
just he came out, went back up the ring, and came back out again. I was like, oh, okay. So you just like
Yeah, he pulled triple duty tonight. Usually playing double duty, he played triple duty. With Mikey in his match against Eddie. Yeah, came out with Zach, went right back up, came out with Shane. Dedication, loyalty. That's what it looks like.
because technically, if you thought about it, he could have just chose Zach because that was a meal ticket. Okay.
I
But
mean,
he was
yeah,
like, I'm
it
not
is
gonna
front man. Yeah.
he's like, I ain't gonna do you like that. I'm just gonna be neutral. And I respect that. Uh on the first, ladies and gentlemen, we had Hikaleo defeat Kaito Kayamiya. We had Great Khan defeat Yoshihashi. Ren Narita defeated Chase Owens. El Phantasmo defeated Taichi. Sonata defeated Gabe Kidd. Tangaloa defeated Will Ospreay by a countout. Ladies and gentlemen, he held that man leg like it was owed him money. He just holding on.
He
Y'all,
annihilated him with that spear, dude. My God.
yes. Listen, we hit him after he was holding him for a second, and he got up and he just hit him with the spear. I was like,
Because he really did okey doke him. I thought he slid back in the ring and broke the count, but he was just out of the camera view. And as soon as Ospreay was walking, it was
listen, I didn't see that coming, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
that
For
hurt
me,
me.
that was my match of the night. Yo, the Suji defeated Shota Umino, and Okada beat Kenta.
This was a weird night. I thought
It was.
Okada and Kenta was good. I still think Kenta, the other match that we talked about before, and I'm drawing a blank right now, was Kenta's best match of the night. But I like this one. Hikuleu, Great Khan, Ren Narita got wins. Ren Narita beating Chase Owens isn't a surprise. I was a little surprised. Great O'Con. I mean, he can beat Yoshihashi, but Yoshihashi had a better tournament up to that point. It seemed like this was where they gave some guys that had taken a lot of losses already in the tournament maybe a win here.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of odd that some of these guys won. I thought Sonata and Kid was good. Um, Osprey and Tongaloa was good. And Yoda Tsuji versus Shota. I mean, again, Three Musketeers, whether Sammy wants to call them that or not, agree or not. They had another good match together. These three guys, whatever combination you're putting them together. For me, I thought that was probably my match of the night. Although, um, I don't know, Okada and Kenta was really good too. I mean,
Before we move on, I want to give another shout out to Katrina in California for doing Jeff Cobb's hair. Listen, they said that so many times. I was looking for her. I was like, if I can't find her on the internet, yeah, and like she paid that ad money. I don't know, but he kept saying it to the point. I think Chris Charlton was like, "Did you get paid for this? Because you keep saying it." He's like,
A
"Yeah,
part
but
a part of me felt when they kept on promoting it,
Yeah.
I felt like it's got to be Jeff's wife, right? Like that's the way it felt to me. It's got to be
listen,
Jeff's wife, right?
I mean, someone
when
close. That would
when I went on his page, I looked for Katrina in California. Could not find it. I found he went over a friend's house and his wife did his hair, but nobody else. And she did not look like a Katrina to me. So I was like, okay, maybe I don't know. He just I was like, man. And then as time went along, I was like, okay, they keep saying Katrina for California, Katrina for California. The last 2 or 3 days they did say Katrina for California. I was like, she must not help him because I see something is wrong. So Susie came with two pinky tails. They were like bushy. I was like, yo, dude, like you need to go back to California.
did anyone else want to comment before you skip from that last slide? I was the only one that actually commented. I didn't know if Jimmy was going to say something or Nick.
So Suji versus Shota Umino. Look, man, we're gonna be seeing these guys for the next decade and a half, right?
Yeah.
And as long as they keep on giving us bangers, it's gonna be good. There's not gonna be a three for the newer generation, for the newer crop generation. It's not gonna be a Three Musketeers. If Kiyomiya comes over to New Japan and Yu Uemura makes his re-debut, it's gonna be 5 of them, and they're gonna run this company for the next 10 to 15 years.
They can be the 5 heartbeats.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. The 5 heartbeats, just without Leon. Anyways, but I feel like it's gonna be it's good. It should be a solid 5 of them. What I'm worried about, and I want to obviously we're gonna keep on talking about the G1. What I'm really worried about from an overall standpoint is the junior division and where they're gonna go in the future. Because the talent for the junior division is not there. It's not there at all. Because how long is Hiromu supposed to keep it up by himself?
Yeah.
How long does what's the guy from the Bullet Club's name that keeps on winning the title intermittently? Shoot, man. Ishimori, yeah. How long is Ishimori's gonna keep? How long is he gonna keep wrestling? Are they ever gonna give Sho and Yo shots at this championship? Like, I love Despy, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, are they ever gonna put him on the top of the mantle?
Despy feels like he's just like, because Despy's been doing so much, doing these death matches with Moxley and stuff. I feel like Despy's almost growing out of the junior.
I think so. I agree with you there.
Yeah,
it's like not like they don't have stuff, because I truly believe, like I said, I think Clark Connors could be a heavy hitter in the junior division. I also think that, I mean, they have, like, there's talent there. Robbie Eagles is still on their books.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm a little worried up with it.
I think Francisco Akira could also be
hidden
gem for them.
Yeah.
Like, he's very good and he's super young.
Akira has, like Despy, been doing GCW. I think he's in the homecoming in the next weekend, next weekend. So a lot of people are now doing GCW. And with I mentioned it today in the True Hill Heat chat. I think this whole John Cena light version he's doing is not appealing to people anymore.
It's not appealing at all. It's just not. I'm not too sure. There's no real direction with There's no
At
real
all.
direction with Yo at all. So that's I just worry about the junior division and where they're gonna go and how they're gonna situate that. Because this year's Best of Super Juniors wasn't what it was all cracked up to be. If I'm being
No.
Yeah.
completely honest,
Yep.
the G1 did its
Still
bid.
not sold on Master Watto.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, we all know if you guys if you folks here workhorse, if you don't watch True Heel Heat, it's fine. So I'll say it here. Master Watto's uh, path, road, grind to the Grand Master is one of those winding roads. There is no, there's no,
There's no straight.
there's no detour. There's no on ramp. He's crawling all the way to the Grand Master.
Listen,
with
And
when we
two
won
legs.
the tournament, I was like, yay! And the next thing you know, it was like, boom! And it
boom,
exploded. And I was
exactly.
like, why did you even, you lost? You lost. Oh my God. And
Feel
then now we
feel better
doing this.
about him
I'm like,
in my bracket.
It's just one of those things where I understand, like from a I guess from a storytelling standpoint, I mentioned this before elsewhere, but I'll say it here. It's just it's like one of those old school kung fu movies where the young Padawan or the young guy has to climb up those flight of stairs and then he gets kicked all the way back down and he can't make it all the way back. He's gonna do that consistently for the next decade, and then he will be the Grand Master Watto by the time he has gray in his hair, and he will have a gray beard, and he will float at some point. There will be some levitation. So yeah, I'll keep it there with that. But as for this night, the night on the first, Shota Umino Yoda Suji, tremendous. I think Sonata and Gabe Kidd deserved more time.
Mhm.
Yes.
If I'm being completely honest, I thought they deserved more time.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously Okada versus Kenta was good. But you know, I did not that Tangaloa defeating Will Ospreay by countout thing, it really, yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, it was weird. It's just I just like the finish just because, like I said, he annihilated him with that spear.
Yeah.
Suji and Shooter was really good. I did enjoy El Phantasmo and Tai Chi, two guys that I really like. Loved the beginning with ELP trying to speak into Tai Chi's mic.
Mhm.
Yeah, didn't get any sound. Got to turn it on and all that, But yeah, I think match of the night as far as this night goes for me. Probably Suji and Umino.
Dolores, just you guys want to say something?
oh, I've already said I enjoyed the um, Okada match.
I honestly quite enjoyed the count out with Osprey and Tonga.
All right. Next night.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let's go back. For those who didn't know, we took a break, okay? So this break started shortly before this happened.
Okay.
So from here on, we weren't here. So now we're here, okay? Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, because we about to kick it into gear, okay? On the second, Alex Coughlin defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. Mikey Nichols defeated Evil. Yay! Toriyama defeated Shane
EMDK
Hayes.
life, baby. We love to see it.
Yes, that man deserves a medal. Hanare defeated Ishii. Hiroki Goto defeated Jeff Cobb. Eddie Kingston defeated Tama Tonga. Tetsuya Naito defeated Zack Sabre Jr. Shingo Takagi defeated David Finley. He did the Lord's work. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite match, I would say Eddie Kingston and Tama Tonga because Hanare and Ishii didn't give me exactly what I wanted. I wanted big, meaty men slapping meat force. They didn't do that.
I thought in loss this might have been David Finley's best match just because of Shingo, and I thought he looked really good against Shingo, who's amazing. Naito and S or Saber Jr. Zach is always fun. Eddie Kingston and Tamatanga hard hitting. I enjoyed that one. This is a good night. I thought this was a solid night. I thought Goto versus Jeff Cobb was really good. Hanare versus Ishii, hard hitting. Yeah, I thought it was a solid night.
Anybody else got a favorite match?
J News.
I'll go Naito Saber Jr.
Yeah, again, those last four matches were the ones that really stood out to me. I definitely enjoyed Eddie and Tama. That was one when I first saw the blocks. I was like, okay, I definitely got to make sure I watch this one. They had pretty good chemistry with each other. Uh, I do think that the match with Shingo is probably Finley's best match. You know, he's a good wrestler, but I think he and Shingo had really good chemistry. Zach and Naito was my match of the night here. These are two guys who, again, great chemistry. Never seen them have a bad match between each other, and the rivalries are usually pretty even because, you know, a lot of times they've come to cross paths in the G1 past. You know, Zach has played spoiler to Naito once or twice, but you know, even match Naito got the best of him here. Definitely my match of the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick here. Naito versus Zach was my match of the night. To ALW's point, I think this was Finley's best match of the tournament. Eddie Kingston and Tama Tonga, for guys who've both been in the business damn near 20 years, for them to never have had a match with one another,
Yeah, that was crazy.
this was really good.
Crazy.
That was really good.
You don't get a lot of first time evers here.
Yeah, we got a lot
I couldn't
of
believe
first-time
that when they
evers.
said that. I was like, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Same here. But Tama has spent the majority of his career in
New
Japan.
Yeah.
And Eddie's been here very off and on, but here in the States nonetheless. So yeah.
Okay, next up was the fifth. We had a break, and I slept all day long.
Do we?
Listen, ladies and
We don't actually have to talk about the tag matches, right? Can we just talk about?
No.
Yeah.
no, we just showing.
Nitty gritty here with all these tag matches.
We
Yeah,
just
not
showing
doing
up
all
because
that.
as you see, there's so many names. I had to squeeze them into a tight spot.
Some are
But we're
fun,
just gonna show you these
some are funner
matches.
than others.
There you go. There you go. Now you see them?
Results. Let's see one.
Okay. There we go. And then now we're gonna go back to the schedule plan. Block A had their matches. You had Yoda Suji defeat Gabe Kidd, ladies and gentlemen. A slight bit. Yoda Suji came out and Gabe Kidd jumped him. But he didn't jump Yoda Suji. He jumped his twin brother. And
So-
so that's how
losing it. I was losing it. I was waking and baking. I was losing it. I was like,
So
this guy's he's got a twin brother we don't know about, right?
Right. So I didn't watch the matches on the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. I didn't watch those 4 nights. So today during True Heel Heat, I was informed of this, and I didn't even see clips or pictures of this.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, "Wait, what's going on?" Romeo sends me the picture of Yoda Tsuji's twin brother, who's a stunt man in Hollywood.
Yes. And his name is Shota Suji.
Yes,
Shota
I was like,
and
this is interesting to me because there's 2 of them, mind you. Shota Suji is ripped and Yoda's thicker, right?
Yeah.
And for it to do what they did, and yet again, I take it back to the days of the Young Lion days. Gabe Kidd and Yoda Tsuji are really good friends behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Damn near best friends. And
You can tell.
the chemistry, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell. The chemistry they have is unreal. And I remember it like it was yesterday during the freaking pandemic, where they were doing the setup matches for the G1, and they were the only
talking
two.
about this on commentary.
Yeah, and
Where
their setup matches. Yeah, their setup matches to the G1. Dude, the C block shit that they did, their match, their time limit draw match was the match of the night for me. And I remember doing a review with SP3, and SP3 was like, "How you giving Young Lions the match of the night?" And I was like, "Did you watch the match, bro?
Right.
Like, did you watch it? Like, I was in that match for 10 minutes. I couldn't take my freaking eyes off of it." And they just continue to do that type of work now as their own individual entities and stuff like that. The Shota Suji thing, man. I'm telling you, man.
That was
That might be
hilarious.
one of my favorite moments.
That was hilarious. So yeah, you guys have filled me in here because I didn't watch this night. Like, what stood out to you guys as the match of the night here? What banged in the A block finals? What didn't go as planned? Like, how did it go down?
Before we go into that, I'd just like to state that if Shota can find time in his busy Hollywood schedule to do some New Japan stuff, we could have Six Musketeers. Like, if him and Yoda want to be tag team champions, I'm all in for it. Like, I'm down like a clown, Charlie Brown.
Oh man.
For me, I
Uh,
thought this was Ren's best night, or
yeah,
Ren's best
Okay.
match of the tournament, other than his opening night match against Shooter. Um, but yeah, I was surprised. Honestly, I expected Kaido to win. So, and I'm a Ren Reader fan, so I was happy when he got the win here. And I was surprised at this point that they both had 6 points because it felt like Kiyomiya has had a better tournament
Right.
so far. But to see them at the same spot, and obviously Sonata won here again. He's 14 points at this point. He's going into the next round right easily,
Playoffs.
as well he should. Um, the Yoda Suji and Shuda Suji stuff Shoda Suji stuff was hysterical.
yeah,
But it was a fun night overall. I thought it was a solid night.
I would give that
yeah,
opener my match of the night with, the shenanigans were great, but also once the match actually got underway, like you said, J News, they have real good chemistry with each other. Yeah, Narita and Kiyomiya was enjoyable. Not, I can take or leave Hikuleo, and Shota's my guy, so him even that loss wasn't, didn't sit great with me, but it is what it is. He's young. He's still got plenty of miles left on his journey. But yeah,
yeah.
Yoda
I thought,
Suji
yeah, I was
and
surprised that
Shota,
Hikuleo
and
got that
Shota
win there.
Suji versus Gabe Kidd, my match of the night for this one.
Yeah. As you see, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this A block set of matches, Sonata was at 14 points and Hikuleu was at 8. Those were the top two. Moving on
This,
down the
this is what had me going into the quarterfinals. When I saw the points breakdown, and I said to myself, it's Sonata and Hikuleo. What happened? That's what I said to myself because I didn't watch. Like I said, I didn't watch on the fifth, the sixth, the eighth, and the ninth. And I
Yeah,
said to
Mhm.
myself, what made Gato think that having Hikuleo come out of this block as well was a good idea?
I don't know, man.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
was kind of surprised about that too.
Because I think Hikuleo is just kind of like he doesn't do anything for me. He's just
He
kind of
doesn't.
he's like
Out
a
of out of out
he's
of
a
Haku's kids,
Yeah.
well, you know what? Out of Haku's kids, he's number two. Tama's on top, and
yeah.
Tangaloa brings up the rear. To be quite honest, but it's like Tangaloa and Hikuleo don't do much for me. If I'm being honest, Tangaloa, if he's not in God, it's like I don't know what to do with him. But the Hikuleo thing was just like, why?
Yeah.
It's
Why?
like if you ever seen Tonga and Hikuleu on their like podcast thing,
Hmm.
Hikuleu has a personality.
They
They
don't let
don't
him
let
show it, do they?
you
He
and
does.
New Japan.
I couldn't even tell.
It's
That's
like he's funny, he's fun. He walks around different places and talks about things. He's very like he has a personality. And with him and Tonga, when you put them together, they like crack jokes and have fun.
Show some of
But
that.
when you
Like
see
you
Hikuleu on screen, it's like he's boring. I don't want to see him.
don't even see that when he's wrestling. Like he doesn't even really have much personality in like his backstage comments.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
best we got was him and Tonga and ELP barking like dogs.
that was funny.
Yeah,
That
I
was
heard about that. I didn't watch any of that. Yeah, I'll leave
it was
that where it's at.
it,
It
with
was
it.
weird.
It was okay. The barking was funny, but what took it over the edge is when Tonga and Hikuleu walked away, and ELP continues to bark. Then he does the dog movement where he like pretends to pee on a reporter, and then stops and then scratches his feet like he's like scratching the Marcus territory. That is where I lost it at. Because I'm like, you took it and you went down the street around the corner with it. You just couldn't just keep barking.
He's a
And they
character.
were trying to, it's almost like they were trying to teach him to have the dog in him, like the bark deep, and he would not do it. I couldn't help it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to blow this up for you. This was the six. Okay. These were all the matches. Okay. We're gonna have what you call that 5 second picture frame. There you go. Take a picture. Hold it tight. Okay, now we're back. We're gonna move on. To the B block, B block, B block. Kenta defeated Yoshihashi. Great Khan defeated Tai Chi. Okada defeated Tonga Loa. And Will Ospreay defeated El Phantasmo. As you see, Okada and Will Ospreay were your top two leaders coming out of the B block.
Yeah, this was a
Uh,
slow night. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
it was.
I thought this was a slow night. Really, Osprey versus Phantasma was really the only one that registered for me on this night.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
heard.
the other ones were okay, but it was,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, one match show really for me with
yeah,
Osprey, Phantasmo.
yeah,
Pretty predictable with Osprey and Okada coming out as the top guys in B block, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know, it was a fun journey here, and I think out of all the blocks, I think B block had some of the strongest matches.
yeah. I mean, if you're, if your goal is to have the best wrestlers come out of this tournament, to prove that they're the best, you got to have Okada and Osprey out of this block, right? I mean, they're your best, so no surprise there.
Okay. So, again, you get 5 good seconds to look at this. Okay? Setting up some things, but we're just going to keep it. We're going to come back now. We're back now. You heard? For the C block on A, Tomohiro Ishii defeated Mikey Nichols. Tama Tonga defeated Hanare. David Finley defeated Eddie Kingston. Evil defeated
Boo.
Shingo Takagi. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the C block, David Finley and Evil were on top at 10.
Yeah, I liked Evil versus Shingo. I love Shingo, so I was disappointed to see him lose, but I enjoyed that match. I know I like Evil, and Finley versus Eddie Kingston was fun. That was definitely the match of the night. David Finley versus
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, that's it for me. That's all I gotta say about that. Finley, Eddie match, everything else can
Sammy, you got anything you want to say?
think of a main event.
Tonga was this close.
Yeah.
They knew it was
Golly.
I'm gonna skip that one. I ain't going back to watch that.
No, because I'm not gonna go back and watch any of this, to be honest. Because it's like it was just after night 10, I dropped off the face of the planet because things got bad at my job and stuff. But like I yet again the whole evil thing, man. I don't know what that was about. Like you got Shingo right there. Like you could have done Eddie even more good because he's your strong openweight champion in New Japan.
Well,
So it's like, okay, but I understand the never openweight is a bigger deal because it's New Japan proper.
Yeah.
But it's like maybe do the three-way match where everybody's tied, right? And everybody's tied at like 8 points or whatever.
It's something different, like
Something different to end out the C block. It's just the whole evil thing, man. Oh my God, why?
Listen,
God.
I begin to want to cry at this point of the G1. I had beginning up until I think July, was watching live. We were on vacation during this time, and I was still watching and live tweeting. I don't know why I didn't take a break off. I was trying to break somewhere, but it wasn't this time. And as you see, ladies and gentlemen, if you go back before when I said what night it was on the G1 on my Twitter, I would put an emoji that represented me. And sometimes those emojis are like, I look like I was a crackhead waking up in the morning, like, what is going on? Why are we still doing this? Why is this man keep dick punching everybody and winning?
So, if Evil had lost, Shingo Takagi would have had 9. Tama Tonga would have had 9. And the way it works is that if you beat somebody previously, if you had the win over them, you'd move forward and they wouldn't.
Sure.
But when they had their match, they had a draw. So if they had that draw and they both had 9 points, we would have gotten another match between them if Shingo Takagi would have beat Evil. And that would have been really damn cool.
Yeah, it would have been.
And that's not the first time they even tease a playoff like a play-in
match.
They'll tease one later on.
Listen. I
They
like
talk
evil,
about
and I
it.
think it's fun. I like the evil stuff. I think it's fun, but everybody knows he's not actually going to win, and so this is a wasted spot here. Shingo should have come out of this block instead of evil, just because everyone knows evil's not going to actually
Shingo
win.
or Tama would have been
Shingo
better.
actually has a chance to actually win the G1. It's believable. Evil's just there as kind of a placeholder, honestly. So
So since Evil went forward, I thought, oh, this is all going to accumulate to him versus Naito, and Naito's going to be able to stand tall against Evil, and that's going to be a feel good moment. But no, he lost against Okada.
yeah,
Listen, I learned
Not
that
better. I
New
don't care.
Japan referees are worse than AEW. They,
It,
they
it,
get
it
bumped,
depends on who.
knocked out, and everything else.
It depends because they take the ref bumps, right? At the end of the day, and look, I love me some Red Shoes. I think Red Shoes is one of the better referees in all of professional wrestling. But
Yeah.
Marty Asami, man, Marty Asami got to go sometimes. I can't with the ref bumps. It's just too much.
It's always
Uh,
him too.
Sakamoto's still new. He's not taking anybody's bullshit right now. And Ref Kent is the other one. He taking all these goddamn bumps, and they're switching out and shit. And I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Listen, I also want to shout out the timekeeper because Evil kept knocking his ass over
But
repeatedly.
that's
Every
been
single,
going on.
every
They
single
I
time.
love that Evil would just use
they
anything and anyone in his vicinity to do what he needs
Evil
to do.
Evil
It's
has it
great,
out
dude.
for Abe-san. Abe can't catch a break when Evil's on the card.
What was it? One day it was his birthday and he still knocked him over.
Yes,
And I was like,
exactly, exactly.
and people were trying to help him up, got him back to the seat, and then he got knocked over again. I was like, at this point, you might as well, when Evil Russell just say, I'm just gonna try and keep over here to the
I think
side.
that, I think during the semis, Kevin Kelly and Chris they were saying how tough Abe-san was because he kept on dragging himself up on the table on
Picking
camera.
himself back up.
I was like, you giving him the tough card? I was like,
I think wasn't it around this day that they started? We're gonna show them this. They started doing the shampoo commercial
I
that
think that's when they started
Kevin
talking.
Kelly started talking about when he was like, "Yeah, look at Dookie's hair. He had to use this shampoo." And I was like, "Dude, if the trainer and then have shampoo people paying you at this point."
They really needed to bring Yuya in order to do the shampoo spot.
yeah. He's got that hair. He's got that hair.
He does.
Yu's got that hair.
They're like, Dokie, look at his shiny hair. And Dokie was just sitting there. I was just like, then listen, when we get to the finals and Haramu and that lotion, I'm like, man, what was you doing before you came out?
That was
I
crazy.
don't even want to
Listen,
know.
I'm gonna say this, and I was like, it's enough that we see ad space taken up on the ring, right? Because we see all the different logos and things of that nature, whatever the case. I don't need ads in my pro wrestling matches, right? Especially if I'm paying for a subscription service that's
Yeah,
supposed to be ad free. I don't
yeah.
need the ads during the
No,
freaking matches.
I don't know AAA like because you know how like
Yeah,
WWE has the Titantron. Well, their screens in the front are just playing commercials the entire
play
time,
commercials. Yeah, I've seen that
and
before.
I kind of enjoy it.
listen,
It's
the
just,
point,
but when the commentators are doing it though,
yeah,
Sammy, like
Yeah.
that's a bit much, man.
I'm not a
Kevin
Yeah.
fan.
Kelly
I'm not a
started
fan. I'm
talking
not even a
about,
fan really of the ring being decorated in a whole lot of product advertisement, honestly. Like all you guys, well not all you guys, but a lot of you guys are making more than enough money. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm not a big fan.
listen, Kevin Kelly went from talking
UFC
about the
does it.
shampoo to the next night he was talking about a kid who having lice and then the shampoo would help the lice. And I was like, you know what? I know what. It's early in the morning. My skin is beginning to crawl at this point. I don't want to hear that. This is early in the morning. You talking about lice. Get out of my face with this. Let's just watch the match. Ladies and gentlemen, on the ninth, I was almost dead because we had Alex Coughlin defeat Soriano. Jeff Cobb versus Shane Hayes was a double countout. Nobody won.
Okay.
Nobody won. My nobody. Shane was like, if I can't do it, you can't either. Zack Sabre Jr., he defeated Hiroki Goto. Tetsuya Naito defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the D block, we had Zack Sabre Jr. at 10, Tetsuya Naito at 10. Those were the two going on to the next round.
I actually got those two right.
I really expected Jeff Cobb to come out of this block. I thought at
So
the
did I.
beginning, in the way the tournament was
Same.
going, that he was going to be the
Yeah.
guy coming out of this block with Naito. Sabre Jr. and Goto was a good match. I've seen Naito and Tanahashi wrestle before. It doesn't, they're good, but I don't know. I'm not a Tanahashi fan. I'm a huge Naito fan. I'm not a Tanahashi fan, so it is what it is. I thought Sabre Jr. and Goto was the best match of the night on this card, or on this night.
Yeah.
When we do the retro watch long, I got a Tanahashi match on my list, and I think after you see that match, you will become a Tanahashi fan. Now, granted, it's Tanahashi from 15 years ago, but
Yeah, it would have to be Tana from 15 years ago. And it
Listen,
probably, is it that Tana Shinsuke match, Sammy?
no, it's
No,
not.
okay. All right. Fair enough.
Is it all right for me to
Yeah, you
divulge
can
it?
tell who it is.
It was early Okada.
It's his match against AJ Styles and Impact.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
Yeah.
don't.
All right.
I don't.
Like right before he took off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ladies and
like,
gentlemen,
say something about
again, flash photography. I also want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, as you see at the top, those were dark matches, and my boys, they
It
were
was all
fighting
about the
for some
meats.
meat. They were fighting for some meat. And Dr. People was fighting for his life and got to the end and got his butt beat. He didn't get his meat. So yeah, 5 seconds. You can get it. One.
Oscar Lube reminds me of Walter.
Like a skinny tall Walter.
Yeah, there's something about him that just reminds me of Walter. The way he kind of
Gunther.
wrestles and moves, and the power and the size and the look.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. When it comes to the quarter and the semifinals, I could just give you some words. I had to give you a little taste of pictures. Also, I had to search 99 days and 350 years to find it, but I did. Okay, so this was Tetsuya Naito defeating Hikulato. Listen, I'm
Hikuleo.
Hikulato. I've said it 9,000 times, and then the 9,001 is like, nope, not gonna happen. As you see, ladies and gentlemen, this was my favorite picture to find because you could tell Tetsuya Naito was scared over there. He was scared. He was scared. He didn't know what to do
Yeah,
with himself.
I was glad
Oh,
Naito
baby.
won here. I thought Hikuleo had I thought he had a better tournament than he should have had. I was surprised to see him, get this far, but I was happy to see Naito win. I'm not an anti Hikuleo guy. He doesn't really do a whole lot for me, like you guys were talking about before. I don't think he moves the needle
Yeah,
that much.
I openly hate on a few wrestlers here and there. He's creeping up that list, man. He's creeping up that list.
Is
If
he
he
on
get
almost level? Is he him and almost? Are they like almost the same?
No, I mean, I let the WWE rock with their tall guys and stuff like that because their big guys by majority aren't super athletic. Like Hikuleo's super athletic, so hit that whole work like a big man shit is such an old school mentality in professional wrestling. Which is partially as to why I'm not a big fan of Hikuleo. But for me, for folks who know me and who've been watching me do the New Japan thing for a long time, if Hikuleo reaches Tom Lawler peaks, where it's gonna be a bad thing. It's gonna be a bad thing.
He's
But
like
I think
an inch.
Love
He's like an inch taller than Drew McIntyre.
yeah. And Drew's out there killing himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then at the end of the day, he's still like super physical and he beats people down. It's just like I don't know, it's just something about Hikuleo that doesn't necessarily bring me like he doesn't pull me in and whatnot. But this I would have to say was his best match of the tournament by all stretches of the imagination.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think Tetsuya Naito brought it out in him.
Glad Naito got a good win, thankfully. We didn't say it the last one, but I just want to mention how Naito just hit that freaking gnarly DDT on Tana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Next match was Will Ospreay defeating David Finlay. Ladies and gentlemen, he on that apron spot. I thought somebody. First of all, I was concerned because Will had already seemed like he had knocked himself senseless before,
Hmm.
and looked like they were trying to break each other's neck at one point. And I was like, "Don't do it! Don't do it! I need you to make it. I don't want you to face Jericho though, but I need you to make."
I enjoyed this match a lot. Will Ospreay doesn't have bad matches, and
No.
David Finley's becoming a really solid wrestler. So I've got no complaints about this
I
at
mean, he's
all.
been a solid wrestler. It's just the character that I'm still trying to come to grips with.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm with ALW on the fact that he's growing into it. He's still not believable to me by
No.
any stretch, but it's like he's growing into it. He's got his minions and stuff like that. I said this 2 years ago, and I'm still on this damn road. Will Ospreay is the best wrestler on the planet,
Yes,
and for people to be giving him his flowers now is great. It's fantastic. But I said this 2 years ago, and it's one thing for him to be where he's at now, like where he's gonna be in the next 2-3 years. I don't think we've even seen the peak. We haven't even seen the mountaintop yet.
Yeah.
So it's like it's tremendous being able to watch his career evolve and grow in front of our eyes and stuff like that.
I
yes,
just want to take a moment to remind everybody that 4 years ago, uh, Seth Rollins told Will Ospreay that we have the better you here. His name's Ricochet.
Yeah, right. Look, man, I have loved Ricochet
Hey, Ricochet's been
since
getting TV time, man. Leave him alone.
yeah, I just it's I've been a fan of his since I think the first match I ever watched from him was like in '09. And what they haven't been able to do and what they have been able to do with him in WWE television, that sums up the WWE for you in a fell swoop.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
they care when they want to, and they care, and it's intermittent at the end of the day. But the
yeah.
match on the screen right here, this was the most blasphemous thing I saw all tournament, all tournament,
High
because
five.
because at the end of the day, Sonata Evil basically won clean here. Yes,
Yeah,
there was chicanery. Yes, there was other shit going on, but there was too much time elapsed between all the freaking
Yeah.
the shucking and jiving.
Yeah.
Evil won clean.
Yeah.
How do you do this to Sonata? Sammy, explain this to me.
Too much
Explain this to
bullshit.
me.
At least he didn't get the Val Venus treatment.
Jesus. Oh, the choppy
listen.
choppy
I
pee
just,
you mean?
Chubby Chubby is pee.
I just want to
Love
know.
Dakota.
I just want you all to know that the referee even looks like he like, what the hell just? Oh my god!
Exactly.
I never have to
The
see
reason
it
why
go
he stopped
again,
it was
bro.
just happening.
You gotta
I
have
don't know
some
what this
sort of.
was, man. I don't know what this was. And then
No.
Dick Togo did the top rope dick punch spot. I'm like, what the hell was this?
What are we doing?
You gotta have that. What the hell are they doing moment, and this was definitely
Listen,
it.
We have some actual good wrestling.
the
Oh.
next match was Okada
Oh.
defeated Zack Sabre Jr. As you all see, Okada won, but he got the shit kicked out of him
Yeah, he
repeatedly.
did.
I'm right.
Yeah, he did.
Down without a fight.
Repeatedly. And it's like, I don't know how many angles. Listen, the crowd must love seeing him get kicked because 9,900 photos of him get kicked was on available. None of Okada trying to whoop him. None of that. So
Those
this
over
Okada seems to be upsetting a lot of people.
those overhand smacks to the freaking neck.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what's the point of this? Like, why are they hitting each other so hard? I was like,
Trying to hurt this guy.
it hurt to watch. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell's
I
going
keep
on?
cringing when I see it. I just gotta
These two
say real
killed it.
quick, man. Like, I just gotta get this off my chest. Like, Zack Sabre Jr. Like, listen. I know Ospreay right now. I mean, it's not a question. Ospreay's the top guy in
Yeah.
Japan right now. It looks like Finley is being groomed to be number 2.
Sure.
But this guy, the technical wizard, the front man, like, look no further when we're talking about best wrestlers in the world. Everything he does is seamless and smooth like butter. Him finally being the front man of his own group, post Suzuki Goon.
Mhm.
It's just like I've always been a fan of Zach. Technical wrestling's my bread and butter. Like this is a guy that I truly believe could, if like done right and if given the backing, like he could be on the same level as Osprey, like winning world titles and all that.
I
Yeah.
agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%.
The next night, my boy Bolton won that meet because he defeated Oiwa, Nakashima, and Lube. He was like, I'm gonna win this meet. Okay. Uh so he defeated all of them in the dark match. Mind you, I kinda love some of the tags on this night. I think I enjoyed the finale a little bit more. But again, ladies and gentlemen, look, take your 5-second pause and then we're gonna come back. Ladies and gentlemen, we had 4 matches for the quarter. We had 2 for the semi. Okada did the Lord's work and defeated evil. He said,
It
"Thou
is
shalt not be no evil in this house." So I said,
This
okay.
confused me though, because I was just like, why did Evil get this far to lose to Okada?
Yeah,
And
I
then it
agree.
made me think, oh, is this another Okada wins lol? Like, because
Yeah.
Okada's won the last 3 years. I was just
Yeah.
like,
Well, and
well, shoot. Because
it's just a
like I thought it
jab.
was going to
It's
be
just
Evil and then Naito would
in that
win.
spot.
But then
it's just a
Okada won. And I was like, oh shit, does Okada win now?
I
No.
thought maybe
Again?
this was an indirect jab at Sonata. It's like Sonata's our champion, but Evil beats Sonata, but Okada beats Evil. Like Okada's
I
still
just
better than Sonata,
I
but
I I,
I
I
don't know.
didn't understand the logic because Okada no no because Evil beats Sonata cleanly
Yeah,
with an with everything is evil, and then he gives an everything is evil to Okada, and Okada kicks out at 2, and I say to myself, are we really doing this to Sonata right now?
Yeah.
yeah,
How
Yeah,
dare you?
yeah.
He
How
knows why
dare
Gato
you,
does
Gato
what
in
he
New
does.
Japan? I
He's a
couldn't
sick
believe it,
bastard.
man. It's like they gave him all the wins during the tournament, Sonata
Yeah.
that is, to
Yeah.
build him up. And then those 2 spots, Evil winning cleanly basically, and then Sonata kicking out of everything is evil on a 2. It's like
Yeah.
what was all this for then?
wait a minute.
What was
We
all
got
this
one more
for?
thing. We got one more thing that they screwed him with. When he got the next night hung on the rope, and then he
Yes.
just took his belt and just walked out. I was like, do y'all really even care about Sonata at this point? Or
So
y'all like he
so
injured, we don't care no more?
so
I mean,
so
if
my
Evil,
so my thing about it is, right, and I hope that you guys agree with me, and if not, then it is what it is. It's my point that I made earlier. Like, if this doesn't take Sonata up another notch, right? Intensity, maybe have him be a version of Okada. Well, you know how we have Dickhead Okada being his
Yeah.
version of it. Maybe we get that version of
Dickhead Sonata.
Sonata at some point due to all these happenings, to turn it up another notch. If that doesn't happen, what's it all for? What is this all for?
I agree.
That's really my thing.
I agree.
yeah, I thought this was really weird. I thought for sure when Evil beat Sonata that he was going to beat Okada here. Otherwise, it didn't make sense, and it
I
doesn't
knew
make
he
sense.
wouldn't. Because Gato yeah, again, like I said, who knows why Gato does what he does.
Yeah.
Right.
The next match was Tetsuya Naito defeating Will Ospreay. I like this match a lot.
Hmm.
I do also want to say sometimes, just sometimes, it would be nice if when we get to the semifinals, if we do keep some type of time limit. Just
Yeah,
just
I agree.
I
I
thought
little.
agree.
30, but they
I
added more
agree.
notes. No
We got
time.
like
I agree.
9,000 matches that happened beforehand. I don't know if you all saw that sheet. And then you got two
And I
like,
slept through most of those.
and then the final was even worse because
Yeah.
I swear I had to try to manipulate, twist, and turn to get all these matches in, and I was just wanting to just Oh, I was so angry. And I sat there and watched it. Mind you, me and Sammy, because it was Sammy's birthday, and I let him talk me into some bullshit. I watched LCW, okay? And
Oh
I watched
wow.
it.
FSW.
So, Kenny King, I want a shirt because it's so stupid what you named your faction. It's just lights, camera faction. Listen, I had to watch it. I had to watch it. Then by the time we
Lightsaber
got
faction.
home,
That's
New
great.
Japan was on, and I was like, okay, we got about like 4 or 5 matches. Nah, everybody was fighting everybody. Everybody was jumping everybody afterwards. Everybody was dragging everybody. And by the time we got to the finale, we had to wait, what, 35 minutes to the end of the match. And I was like, I'm done. I can't do this no more.
I'll
And as
say
you all
this.
know, ladies and gentlemen, we on slide 29.
So I'll say this about this particular match. I thought that this was the match of the tournament for
I
me.
was just gonna say, yeah, that's
It's definitely the match of the tournament. Um, I'm sure I've watched Will Ospreay versus Tetsuya Naito before. I've watched so much wrestling in my lifetime. I'm just starting to forget huge chunks of what I've watched over my lifetime at this point.
I
I'm
feel
sure I've watched the match before, and this was great. It was fantastic. The level of violence that was in it, how they were striking in this, how they were countering each other in this. Easily Naito's best match in the last 2 years. Easily.
Agreed with that.
Yeah.
um, and like ALW said, uh, Will Ospreay can't have a bad match at this point. I just feel, and I'll repeat it here. With Will Ospreay losing here, I don't know. A part of me feels like he's on his go home tour here. Like he's him losing here, not winning a G1. He just created a UK champ or recreated or rebranded a UK championship. Is he really gonna keep it? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like he's on his way out for some reason. Do I wish it? No, but it's like it just feels that way for some reason.
Do you
I don't
want
get
to
the vibes at
see
all.
him against Punk? Because he called out Punk
Hell no,
online.
No,
no.
no, I don't.
No,
I don't.
no,
I don't.
no.
Because
I mean,
actually,
so
he has a personal thing where I know in certain matches he can be a professional, and sometimes Will Ospreay can be an a-hole,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Look.
he can teach people a lesson. And I want Punk to get a lesson, a real.
I feel like would that be a dream match for the general wrestling fan?
Not to me.
Sure.
And it's like in
Uh,
general, do we see Punk not going over? Because
no.
yeah, I just don't.
he
And
should.
it's not going to be the same level kind of a match that you're going to get out of even here with Naito and Will. You're not going to get that level of a match. Obviously,
Yeah,
you're not going to get an Omega level match out of freaking CM Punk.
Yeah.
or
Um,
not a
God, no.
level
God,
one
no.
at
so
all.
it's like,
God,
do
no.
you want to watch that sort of a match with
No,
Will Ospreay? Now, will the
no.
storytelling be better? Maybe,
Yeah.
right? Um,
There's only
but
there's only one CM Punk match I want to see.
go ahead.
I want to see him versus Eddie Kingston and putting Eddie over. Aside from that, I'm done with CM Punk.
I don't know if
Dude,
that's
you
ever
got a
going
better
to
chance
happen.
of winning the
Sammy.
lottery than that happening.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know if that's happening.
no. Ladies and gentlemen, these were the matches
Where'd everybody
on
go?
the. Oh, right. You don't see anybody? We all disappear when the thing comes up. Uh, we had all these matches, a lot of 8, 10 man tags.
Mhm.
So while you're here, 5 second pause. Okay. Um, now we're coming back. We're all gonna come back together because we were here for the final match. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a head not to ALW, but to Sammy. We will be previewing what we are going to do a watch along to. Okay, I just want the answers from J News and Nick Jackson. Okay,
Mhm.
because you all filled out predictions, Sammy and ALW. Okay, and then we'll go over who won this G1, which I'm mad. Okay. Uh, okay.
Before we talk
Okada
about this
lost.
match, Before we talk about
Huh.
this match, I was surprised. I didn't get to say it. I was surprised that Naito beat Osprey. I thought this was going to be Osprey's year. Honestly, I'm not mad at it, but I was surprised when Naito won.
Oh, so you and me were thinking complete opposites. ALW. I thought it was going to be Naito and Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought at the point, because like I said, I didn't watch the fifth and the sixth and the eighth and the ninth,
Mhm.
and at the point where when Evil went over, I figured, much like Sammy said, it was going to be Evil versus Naito.
Mm.
But when it was Naito versus Will, I was like, the story must be told. There's just no way around this at this point. And it was only right for Naito to defeat Okada on this
Yeah,
night.
that's where I thought it was going once I saw where the
Yeah,
where
it was only right for
the semis were, because
Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't gonna go for Evil anyway, but I feel like like you said, it's about the story, and
Yeah.
when it comes to Naito's story in New Japan, Okada plays a very big role.
Big
in
role,
the
yeah.
story.
And this was
And
the first time. This is the first
I had
time they
lost
were.
faith
Oh,
when it got to the finals, and I was just like, man, they're going to have Okada win again.
Nope.
This was supposed to be Naito's year. How dare they?
In my mind.
And so my
Okay.
mind was saying Okada, but my heart was like, please, Naito, please do it. Please do it, Naito.
They
So
had
I
me on
don't-
do the near falls because I was watching it live, but I'm not wavering.
I don't
bet-
have
I
any
bet the
problem
farm
with
on that
saying
guy,
that
man.
Osprey Naito was the match with the G1, but
Yeah.
this was the biggest surprise. Well, not the biggest. This, as far as the ending of the tournament, I really thought Okada was going to win here. There was no part of me that thought Naito was going to actually win here. So for him to win, I thought that was very. Even though he's won before and it's Naito and he's a big deal, it's not like he's somebody that we've never heard of or anything. But at the same time, I really expected Okada to win here. So I thought this was a big surprise. I was very excited that Naito won.
I was surprised to even realize, with all the years I've been watching New Japan, I was surprised to even realize that this was the first time that Naito and Okada met in the G1 final. It was their first final,
Oh wow, yeah.
and for Naito to win the final against Okada, obviously they're not going to go one-on-one at Wrestle Kingdom at this point. So, like I
Sure.
said, the story's got to be told, right? The perfect ending to all this is Naito winning the strap at Wrestle Kingdom, beating Sonata, and the roll call being called out. And
Yes.
Sonata putting that fist up one
Get
last
his
time.
full roll call.
Yeah.
Yeah, a full roll call. And
Yeah.
having it that way.
And I mean, I don't see it happening, but somebody better be watching Kenta, have him tied to a damn chair so he doesn't roll the ball again.
For sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner was Tetsuya Naito, and later on, he was confronted by Jeff Cobb.
Mhm.
Jeff said, I need my lick. I need to get it back.
Yeah.
And so I cannot wait for that match. ALW and Sammy were
Yeah, who
actually.
was the winner after the G1? Who's our Scene Stars prediction champion?
Okay. See, I won't do this. I didn't want to do this to you. Okay, I did not want to do
We're talking about prediction champions, man. Still on the top of the leaderboard for True Heel Heat. Let's go.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, these are the dates and how many
That's
points
what I'm
people
talking
scored.
about.
We're 70.
ALW scored 470 points. Okay. Mind you, I want to clarify some things. The fifth, we only answered 2 questions. We didn't have our name or email on there, so we didn't get no extra points. And the 10th, you could have named more points, but the only points you got a score on was your name and your email. That's it. Me. That's why he said, looking at the score. Me, on the other hand, I see some hope. I had 510, right?
Oh,
I did my best, okay?
boo.
But I got hurt
No.
because
No.
Sammy.
Sammy,
Didn't even get. He
motherfucker.
had 0
God
points.
damn it.
On.
This
You know
Yeah,
how you get 0 points?
God damn it.
Sammy still beat us, even though he didn't fill it out one day.
That's pathetic. Oh,
That
shit.
He
really
gave
is.
y'all a chance to catch up.
That's
So,
terrible.
ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
terrible.
before we finish, we have one last thing to go over. If I can get this off screen, get off the screen, buddy. Okay. Sammy, do not answer this
So
because you have predictions. You
this
have predictions.
this is my first time winning the Sing Stars Predictions Championship. And as
Boo.
of now, I hold
Boo.
every single
Boo.
title in Workhorse Wrestling Network.
Fuck
Every
that.
last one is
Fuck you.
mine.
The
Well,
triple belts.
one I share with Anika,
That's
I
that
but
wait there.
bullshit.
every title's mine.
I just want to clarify. I've won this championship before. I've won many championships here before, and I came way after them. Okay, I wasn't even here when the ground floor when they were
Damn,
building the
I
building.
can't,
I came in after the building was already here.
can you?
So
So
we're saying that Sammy is your version of Ultimo Dragon. Is this what we're saying?
That's what I
I
was.
hold all the titles. As of now, I hold all the titles.
This is what
he
I'm
gonna
saying, Sammy.
he gonna
You
lose after
raggedy
he feel it.
bitch. You raggedy bitch.
That's exactly
They need to
how I
make that
feel.
into a T-shirt.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna ask not ALW. We're gonna ask J News and Nick Jackson about the All Stars tournament. The next slide, my two cohorts I've already seen because it was so outrageous. I had to make its own slide. They're having an All Stars Junior Festival tournament. The first round matches will be Kevin Knight versus Clark Connors, Francisco Akira versus Mike Bailey. Who do you
Mm.
think wins the first round between Kevin Knight and Clark Connors?
I think me and Nick Jackson are going to share a brain here.
Hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. We hit and shot guns. 100 proof. Clark Connors
That's right.
over Kevin
I
Knight.
agree.
Are we also
Clark
sharing a
Connors.
brain for the second match?
I don't know, Nick, because I'm going.
I mean, you couldn't go wrong either way. These are two.
You
good
can't go wrong
fighters,
either way. Yeah, absolutely.
But I see Speedball Mike Bailey getting over Francis.
I'm with you there. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay. So since you all both agreed that Clark Connors and Mike Bailey would win, the tournament final is the same day. Who will win between Clark Connors and Mike Bailey?
Since it's a one-off show,
Yeah,
I would say Mike Bailey wins. Since it's
I
a
agree.
one-off show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
So yeah, I'm going with Mike Bailey.
It's a little hard for me to go against, my guy and my boy, but yeah, I mean, if anybody can do it, I mean, it's Speedball. The momentum this guy, the wave of momentum this guy's been riding. This is just another big notch in his cap.
W is so close to the screen. In a regular match, in a regular match, it's Matt Seidel and Yo versus Bushi and Sean Skywalker. Who do you think will win?
I'm gonna
Bushi
go
and
with
Shun.
Matt
Bushi and
Seidel and
Shun.
Yo, because any match Bushi's in, I feel like he's just there to take the pin.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bushi rules. So Bushi looks at the lights. He's the electrician. Yeah.
Okay. This match is a specialty match. I don't know. New Japan, somebody had to help them with this because the last match, I definitely know y'all will laugh at. Lucky Dip tag match. Their tag partners to be decided by random draw in the ring. Okay, it's Kose Fujita, Yo,
Kanemaru.
Uncle
yeah,
Nobu. Uncle Nobu.
Kanemaru.
Kelly, Robbie Eagles, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Cheeseburger.
ABC, not cheeseburger, man.
Who do you think?
Cheeseburger. I ain't seen
Which team?
cheeseburgers since before
So
ROH got
essentially,
folded.
they already a team. They already a team. So Fujita, Kanemaru, Shelly, and Eagles are a team, but they
Right.
won't know who's gonna start to come into the match next because it's just a lucky draw. And Ace
Interesting.
Austin and Chris Bay and TJO told you. And
Oh, I
Cheeseburger.
thought it was TJP, and it was.
Oh, this should be TJP.
Listen,
It should be
I did
TJP.
not make. Listen, I know I normally make spelling mistakes, but this was on their website.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
So this
okay.
ain't me. This ain't me.
Joe.
This ain't on me. Okay.
It's to
So
Joe.
that's who's gonna fight in the match. Okay. So That shocked me too because I had to double check 3 websites, make sure I wasn't going crazy. So who do you all think? Which team?
ABC.
Yeah, gotta go with the ABC.
AIW. You know you fed our predictions for this, right?
Yeah.
And Sammy hasn't.
What do you mean? I sent in my predictions.
No, I'm saying y'all gonna keep y'all predictions hidden.
Oh,
Uh, Mao and El Desperado versus the East West Express, Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne. Who wins that?
Since it is a New Japan show, I'm going with Mao and Jose El Desperado.
I'll be the contrarian. I'll say East West Express.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they have
Sure.
a specialty match, a 3-way tag match.
Oh.
It's the Philly Cheesesteak Cup,
I
a
kept hearing
3-way
talk about
tag ladder match.
commentary.
Okay.
You won. It's the
Takahashi
best
and Rocky Romero versus Wado and Blake Christian and Doki and Lowrider. Okay, Doki couldn't even get a regular a name person. He's like, I just have to get Lowrider. Okay,
Right.
so which team is gonna win this? Okay,
The champs win this, meaning Hiromu Takahashi and Rocky Romero
Rocky
win
and
this
Romero.
match. At the end of the day, because
I hope
Hiromu
they
is
get
currently the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and Rocky Romero is still holding the CMLL Welter Weight Championship over on his side. So the champs win
this
here.
Yeah,
the
those
fact
guys
that
gonna
they call
win.
this the Philly Cheesesteak Cup, I died. I died on this side, and I just couldn't help but make that graphic. I was like, I died,
Should do they
ladies
want
and
5 times the
gentlemen.
fried cheesesteaks, man? That'd be a great prize to wrestle for.
They fighting for meat over there, so then the cheesesteak ain't that far. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to drop myself.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna come back and say, tell us where we can find you. Starting off with
with me, y'all can always find me on True Heel Heat. You can also find me on the Instagrams underscore JONJAY. I will be reviewing the All Star Philly Festival, Junior Festival, with the one and only SP3 of True Heel Heat next Monday, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can catch me there. And yeah, it's been a blast. It's always. I appreciate the Workhorse Wrestling Network inviting me on for the late nights because I'm still up at this time because I'm usually working, which means I have to start working after I'm done here. But anyways, thank you for having me on. And with any other New Japan stuff, anytime the Workhorse Wrestling Network reaches out, I'll be here. So you'll probably be seeing me sometime soon.
okay. Hey, hey there, Nick Jackson. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Mr. Beach Bum on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. My name's my name. I'm one of the loyal soldiers for True Hill Heat. Find me in the comments section. Just about anything they do. The flagship podcast, their reviews, their roundtables. I'll be in the comments section. If you're not subscribed to True Hill Heat, go ahead and do that. Same thing with the Workhorse Wrestling. You can catch me here whenever I can, when my job allows it. Always happy to join my good brothers and good sisters here. A few watch alongs and stuff here and there for True Hill Heat, sometimes Blunt Impact, but like I said, when the schedule allows it. But thank you guys for having me.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you
Thank you
all
guys
for
for being on.
coming. Yes, again, we're gonna post it everywhere. You can find them, and these are their Instagram handles. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you check them out on True Hill Heat too. Now we're into the part where I have to work hard. I have to talk about the schedule. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, instead of seeing us tomorrow, you have saw us today here at Seeing Stars, which normally is a exclusive. But today you're gonna see us everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. I might sneak this over to YouTube. Everybody will see this, okay? And we thank our guests, Jay News and Nick Jackson, for being here. Uh, tomorrow, which is actually today, tonight at 10:30, live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, we are having the cookout. But it's a special edition because it's Sammy's birthday retro watch along. Each one of us picked a match to watch for Sammy to watch, and so we can't wait for you all
That's
to
cool.
see it too. Okay, so all the things will be in the chat where you can click. They're all available, easy. You don't have to buy nothing, find nothing. It's available for everyone. Okay. Wednesday is all for naught at its new time, 11:30, and it's a 2 sale. But we talk about on all for naught, me, Sammy, and ALW Monday Night Raw and NXT. Okay, Thursday is Aftermath of Dynamite at 10:15. That's live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, where we talk about all things AEW. We review Rampage and Collision from the weekend before, and then we also review Dynamite the day before. So make sure you're here. And ladies and gentlemen, on Aftermath of Dynamite, you find different teams. I know this is new to Nick and J News, but we have different teams. When me, Anika, and Sammy are together, we are the unruly kids, as you see on the angry little girl over in the corner. Okay. When me and Sammy are together, we are hot chocolate, and believe it or not, I'm hot. Sammy's white chocolate, so we hot chocolate. Okay. When me and ALW are together, we are the expert and the mark. We all know who the uh, ladies and gentlemen. Also, when the parents of CM and ALW are together, you have smoked and smacked together, okay? And then when all the girls are together, you have that black girl magic in the building, okay? So make sure you're there on Aftermath of Dynamite to see all these great teams together. Look at all that black girl magic in your face. Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night fight. We start off me, Anika, and Sammy watching SmackDown. Then we gotta let these parents in, smoked and smacked at CM and ALW for Rampage. But you know what? You gotta let them in. You know, took the meat out so you don't get a butt whipping. So we gotta let them in the house, okay? So that is live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Then Saturday morning, it is under the radar with ALW and CM when they talk all things like MLW and ROH and BTE and Impact and all those things. And that is a Twitch. And so on Saturday night is all right. Ladies and gentlemen, normally on Saturday night, it's just us watching AEW Collision. But this Saturday, we're watching AEW Collision and the All Star Junior Festival live, starting at 7 o'clock. Okay, so
I
make
give
sure
you
you're there.
guys props.
I mean, if y'all want to come on, I'll definitely drop the link. Okay,
I
'cause
give you guys
I,
props for the watch alongs, man. That the watch alongs are so rough for me the majority of the time.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so used to watching wrestling on my own, right?
Me too,
No
man.
no
It
no
is-
one in my family corridor watches pro wrestling outside of me. And when watch alongs happen, it's like I don't like the last watch along I did. I forget for what show it was. I think it was Forbidden Door, and there was like 10 of us on screen, right, for True Hill Heat.
oh
And
no,
I'm there like I'm watching everybody else's reactions. I'm reacting, and I'm there like I shouldn't be reacting because then I have to mute myself because I genuinely react while watching my freaking
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
And
oh
I
yeah,
was like,
we do over here. We do over here.
I
That's
feel you.
the
Only
fun
one
Oh
part
yeah,
is
we
my
go
face.
crazy over here.
I'm
yeah,
oh
just
man,
yeah, I get to screaming and hollering and oh my
Yeah,
god.
we're
yeah, I'm
extremely
in it.
emotive when we watch our wrestling.
I'm in it, man. I get told, don't ruin it, man. You're ahead. Don't say this. I was like, all right, man, screw this.
Yeah.
Let me mute this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 pay-per-views on Sunday. This Sunday, it is Multiverse and predictions will probably be Friday night, Saturday on stream, where we try to make sure we have all the matches. And then next Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be watching two, not one, but 2 things. One starting at 1, one starting at 8, I think. It is Emergence. We're going to watch Impact Emergence and AEW All In, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be the emergence of All In. Okay?
And
We are going
all in's
to.
a Sunday, right?
All in
Yep.
Sunday at
All in's
10
a
a.m.
Sunday.
Pacific, 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern,
Yeah.
Shit, it's a Sunday.
because
Yeah,
it's a
that's
Wembley
that's noon for
Stadium
me.
show.
Yep. So the next 2 pay-per-views are on Sunday, and then September comes, and there are 9,999 more shows. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, we like to clean up. We appreciate them being here. As you all notice, there's a slight change. We do have new intros, not new graphics, because we want you to find us. Okay, so make sure you in the bio, click the link tree for our new ventures. We're on iHeart, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon
Nice.
Music. So make sure you're there because we're gonna be there, okay? We're everywhere. Like I told you last time, we're gonna be everywhere. Okay? If your grandma get a tattoo, it's gonna say Work Coast Wrestling Network because we there. Okay? It's about us. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, one more thing. Since J News is here before. J News is a psychic, and if you didn't know, this is proof.
Uh, since we won't have J News probably again for more G1, I want to know who you think is going to win the G1 this year.
Oh, I said it last month. I'll say it again. I'm riding this Naito train to Wrestle Kingdom, brother.
Right? No.
I want him to be able to finish his story and get his Wrestle Kingdom moment. If he doesn't win, I'm not going to riot. But at the end of the day, I think Tetsuya Naito wins the G1, goes to Wrestle Kingdom, faces whoever the champion is at that point in time, and hopefully it's Sonata so they can tell that story.
Yeah.
And then from there he'll have his moment, I think. So
I'm here for that. I'm all here for
Little Mo era, you
I
know,
appreciate that.
he jumped out with the psychic.
At the end of the day, I don't get to say I'm right often. Nick Jackson knows this because I get slam bammed on all the damn time about being wrong and all this other shit. I enjoy my professional wrestling. I have fun with it. I can care less if I'm wrong or right the majority of the time.
But
it
it's
just
nice
made
to be right.
It is. No. Absolutely is nice to be right. But I would say this, for anyone who watches professional wrestling, no matter what it is that you prefer, have fun with it. Don't take it seriously. It is entertainment at the end of the day. Have your favorites, ride or die for them, because that's the only way people will notice them. Exactly. That young lady on your shirt, Nick, listen. Congratulations to her and Buddy, by the way.
Yeah, much
congratulations to her, buddy. She's something special. But have fun with your pro wrestling, folks. Don't take it too seriously. It is entertainment at the end of the day. Have your favorites, ride or die with them. And at the end of the day, always remember, if you're right, rub it in SP3's face and make sure,
because it doesn't happen often.
And make sure that you say it on some platform so that there's a recording of it. Thank you, Dolores, for having this. I'm gonna go clip this thing and I'm gonna put this thing on True Real Heat, and it's gonna happen, man. I'm gonna make Romeo do it for me because that's the homie. But that's the way it's gonna go.
I would definitely send it to you for the free 99s because I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dolores. Thank you.
And you always welcome you and Nick because y'all are very, especially Nick. Nick, you have been here way before I was, and because I've had to download every episode or something. And so I've seen you on here. So you were here from the ground up, and we really appreciate you so much.
Appreciate y'all too.
So until then, ladies and gentlemen, I was scared. I had to find a new outro. I was like, what's going on? All right. Peace.